Sorry I'm late. Hello all.
what she want, 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 shubidi wop me, ubidi wop me,
Good evening, 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 good evening. And welcome to game night this Thursday evening, the 12th of March. It is just approaching 10 past 8. How are you all doing? Lovely to have you with us this evening for some quiz this game night. Yes, it is game night, Dexter. And here's a message from our sponsor, Puzzle Dan.
G-O-O-O-O-O-D evening, Ben and all. Time to risk some business.
Yes, let's risk some businesses. I think that's a very good idea. Thank you for the 58-month subscription there, Dan. And here's a message from our sponsor, JR Plays Games.
Good evening. This is 2 years, right? Thanks as always for having me here, less than 3.
Less than 3 back at you, JR. Thank you for the 20 months, which isn't quite 2 years, but it's very much appreciated all the same. Hope you're doing well. It's only coming with the 63-month resub as well, which is 9 babies or 7 babies. 7 babies? 7 times. It feels like, yeah, it's something to do with a 7 or a 9, and there's 9 months to make a baby. So 7 times 9 would be 7 years. Holy cow. It's Otley. Thank you very much for the support. No drama for being late. We'd only just started when you got here, but I hope you're doing well, my dude. Now, have I got the little halo light tonight? I have got the little halo light tonight, but the camera's low enough that I'm getting away with it. Oh yeah, Persephone's chair Mark II has like almost completely come apart. I've lost... oh, I can't get the camera out now. Right, so there is a regular, if slightly battered arm. There is the other side. Yes, it's time for a new chair, just at the same time as I'm refurbing the entire office. Yes, it has decided to go to the great chair in the sky, I think. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I've got Dexter this side because the green screen is up and he looks like he's settling, which is nice. Looks how I feel. Yeah, well, I couldn't possibly speak for how you feel, Bungle, but yeah, it's seen better days, put it that way. Let me say hello to you all. Good evening, Matt the Ref, Stilgar, ABB, Cola, Fet to Frontery. It's Otley, Zamster, Shaname, Nando, Lupine, Colin, Orun, CJ, Puzzle Dan, 8, Minky, JR, Shapes, Lewis, Pyro, Flyboy, Woollyback, Oni, Bungle, G. Isons, Optimat, Stimpson's Angle, and anyone else who is lurking, loitering, and lingering in the chat. You are all most welcome to be here. Thank you so much for joining us for a game of two halves tonight. We've got the lightness and fun nature of risky business. Written by me, proofed by Lewis. Lewis says, hope you like Bencore, which I think is what he says every time he proofs one of my packs. I don't think it's quite as Bencore as other packs of mine in the past, but I'll let you be the judge. But very grateful to Lewis for proofing this all the same. Coming up a bit later on, we have got the Escape Artist by Stimpson's Angle, proofed by JR. Very much looking forward to seeing that. So a bit more of a serious quiz in the second half of this evening. To play any of the games tonight, you will need the Universal Controller, which is right there, and the room code, which is currently there on the broadcast, will be on the broadcast for the duration of the game, but I'll put it into the chat just now. Captions are available. I think I turned them on if anyone wants to let me know that they're still working. For anyone watching on mute, of course, if you are watching on mute, then you can't hear me, unless the captions are working, in which case you can. Sort of. Anyway, I've got some sweeties, I've got a glass of wine, I've had my tea, and I'm getting messages that look suspiciously familiar. So the work group chat has started doing its thing again, so... Oh, really? Closed caption is not available for this content. Let me see what's going on there. It says it's recording. You must select a translation language in your caption settings to activate Well, I don't want translations. Just English. Just English is fine. Yeah, it's definitely... Oh, it is working. Because I can see them coming up. I can see it dictating me, which is slightly frightening, and I don't want to look at it. I'll look at Pretzel Rocks instead. So yes, 2 games tonight. Very much looking forward to them. Well done, Twitch. Yeah, press F5, translating Ben into English, indeed so. Now, just on that subject, you can suggest a Ray message as something amusing, or if you think something amusing has happened this evening, then you want to immortalize it forever, it can become the episode title by putting a hash in front of your message in chat. You can give me up to 3, and I'll pick my favourite to win some pennies and be the episode title and our Ray message later on. Score count, welcome to the stream. Lots of things to look forward to. Saturday, might have a new game on Saturday, maybe. So come along on Saturday for maybe a new game, which may be a thing moving into next season, possibly, tentatively. You heard it here first. More information on that very, very soon. At halftime, I want to talk to you about a new expression that my brother taught me about quite recently when I went away on holiday. He told me about it over Christmas, but I forgot. He reminded me. And I want to know if anyone else has come across it or if it's a Lathbury Kelly family original. Oh, yes, you can relocate them anywhere. What is the new format 6-7? No, the new format is not 6-7, Puzzle Dad. I'm afraid to tell you. So yes, I'm going to tell you all about that a bit later on. But for now, I think we should get on with the quiz, as a famous Samster once said. There's plenty of you in the lobby. There's still room for a few more. If anyone does want to come and join midway through, once you've seen what it's all about, this is risky business. It's been written by me. It's been proofed by Lewis. Hope we're all going to have some fun with this question pack tonight. Let's lock it up and get on with the quiz. Fluffy Buddy, welcome on in, validating your account just in the nick of time there. Lots of players in. Well, I do hope that you enjoy my questions, is all I can say. Let's take a look at the instructions for round 1. This is favourable odds, where you need to select one of the options within 15 seconds. There will be 5... no, lie down. Lie down. There will be 5 options to choose from. And for the first question, they come in groups of 4. For the first question, 4 of them will be correct, so most of them. And you get 2 points if you can find one. For the next one, 3 of them will be correct. They're worth 3 points. For the next one, only 2 will be correct. You get 5 points. And for the last question, you have to choose whether to bank or risk before you've seen the question. Only 1 will be correct of the 5, and it is worth double points. Give me a wrong answer at any time, and you wipe out whatever you have built up. So playing is not mandatory. If you're not sure, if you've got no idea and you don't want to guess, just leave it blank and you keep your score safe. However, if you give me a wrong answer at any time, it will wipe out your scores. I'll explain a little bit more about that 4th question as and when we get there, but for now, all you got to do is, if you're confident you can find a right answer, click one of the right answers. Matt the Sprat, welcome to the stream. If you're not sure, then leave it alone and preserve those points. Of course, if you've got no points, it's always worth a bit of a guess, but not if you have got points. Hopefully that makes sense. Most of us, I think, have played it before. Right, good luck, fingers on devices. Let's take a look at our first options. Slovakia, Slovenia, Serbia, Sweden, Spain. Name a full EU member state. Yay, it's a sea of green. Love to see it. Although another one of my colleagues is coming to join, who, if he joins on this question, would upset the sea of green. No, well done. Accidentally clicked one of those. Right, yeah, take it. They all count. Yeah, Slovakia, Slovenia, Sweden, and Spain are all full EU member states. Serbia is not a full EU member state. Go to Slovenia. It's lovely. Which one of those have I been to? I've been to Spain, Slovenia. That might be it. Is someone here? I don't think someone's here. I think it's just the wind blowing the door. There's a bit of a draft here somewhere. Oi! Stop that. I'm going to put the green screen down, though, because otherwise you're going to break it. But you go over there. We'll just play with the screen down for a bit. Right. Well done, everyone getting 2 points. Serbia's an applicant state, stuck in development hell. A bit like Duke Nukem 3D was for all that time, and Half-Life 3. Right, on we go. Next question. There's 5 options. 3 of them are correct. 3 points if you can find one. Take a look. Sailing. Shooting. Snooker. Skateboarding. Shinty. Name a sport contested at the Olympic Games. Hey, it's another sea of green. Everyone's on 5. There's no one there, Fido. I promise you. It's just a bit blowy tonight. Sailing, shooting, and skateboarding are all contested at the Olympic Games. It's a tremendous shame that snooker is not, but nobody going for that. Snooker and shinty were wrong answers there. We've all managed to avoid them. Matt Spratt will come on into the stream. Another sea of green. Love to see it. All right, our next question. 5 options. Only 2 of them are correct, though. 5 points if you can find one. Hey, Big Bird, welcome on in. Just in time for this question. Dan Jones, welcome on into the stream. Take a look. Options are, remember, you don't have to play. Surinamese dollar. Spanish peseta, Singapore pound, Somali shilling, Swiss dollar. Name a currency currently in circulation. There's a bit more boing there. Remember, you don't have to play. And there we go. Quite a few people wiping out there. A number of players abstaining, sticking to their 5. We've got a lot of players on 10. These were 6 positions. That family-friendly stream, Bungle. Goodness me. Right, so the Spanish peseta was replaced by the euro in 2002. Switzerland uses, this is a tricky one, Switzerland uses the Swiss franc, not the Swiss dollar. And Singapore uses the Singapore dollar, not the Singapore pound. The Surinamese dollar and the Somali shilling are both in general circulation at the moment. Very well done if you did manage to get one of those. And if you've got more than 0 points, which is everyone but AB, me, Bungle, CJ, Colin, Effrontery, Fluffy, Hardbeat, JR, Nando, Watley and Pyro, you will be able to choose to risk on this next question. You don't have to. If you don't want to risk, we'll put the points into the bank and they are safe. If you do risk, you are bound to play. Okay, abstention on this, if you choose to play, will be treated as wrong. There's only 1 correct answer. Double points if you can find it. Here are your options. Snooker ball worth 3 points. Element with the symbol SN. Developer of Balatro. Largest city in Hampshire. Elvis Presley's first UK number 1. Bank or risk? You did, Bungle. That's how it works. It's a wipeout game. You get any of them wrong, you lose everything that you've built up. And we go...
what a shame.
What a shame. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players giving this a go, including 4 players with the maximum of 10. Let's see if they can find the 1 correct answer. And remember, if you abstain on this one, you will lose all your points. Double points if you can find the 1 right answer, though. Good luck. Here's the question. Name something that begins with S. Risky Ref's in. Sam and Clive are in. Ben's there, Matt's there, Rishin Conity wipes out, as does Big Bird. Oh, could have had such joy. It's the largest city in Hampshire, begins with an S. Yes, Southampton, absolutely right, Matt. Southampton is the largest city in Hampshire. SN is tin, beginning with a T. Snooker ball worth 3 points is green, beginning with a G. Elvis's first UK number 1, whilst it does contain an S, was All Shook Up. I'm all shook up. That one, good song. And Balatro's developer was Local Thunk, beginning with an L. The only one there beginning with an S was the largest city in Hampshire. Very well done. If you doubled your points, let's put them into the bank. And after 1 set of questions, Ben, Clive and Sam have a perfect game with 20 points. Lots of players on 10, quite a few on 5, and a decent chunk yet to score. Don't worry, we're going to do it all over again. Here's another set of 4 questions. This time, 5 options available, and 4 of these will be right. 2 points if you can find one. Here are your options. Metal Harbour, Metropolis, Marble, Meteorite Cavern, Mushroom Hill. Name a zone from the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. So to that point, Dan, early on in the game, it was decided that having a button saying risk and a button saying bank was superfluous if you just leave it blank. I think it does say leave it blank to put it in the bank on the no, but having an extra button saying bank where if you abstain it banks anyway, maybe it's worth having a button. I don't know, people like to press the button that says bank possibly. That's something to think about. Someone chuck it in suggestions. What did I say? Oh, superfluous. Is that a big word? Anyway, so Marble from Sonic 1, Metropolis from Sonic 2, Mushroom Hill from Sonic & Knuckles, Metal Harbour from Sonic Adventure 2, Meteorite Cavern, Shapes and Flyboy going for that one. That's the final level of Tomb Raider 3, not in the Sonic franchise. Well done if you got some points there. They're not safe yet until you bank them. And SJ and Clive a Legend, welcome both of you to the stream. Let's take another question. 3 of these will be right. Find one of them for 3 points. Here are your options. My Left Foot, Midnight Cowboy, Mutiny on the Bounty, Moonlight, Milk. Name a film that has won the Academy Award for Best Picture. Did it, Lupine? That was a mean little red herring then, Meteorite Coaster. I'm in the wrong game. A couple of people, 3 people, Risky Ref, Maxio and Colin, deciding not to risk it there. Most people finding one of either Midnight Cowboy, Mutiny on the Bounty or Moonlight, and 3 players wiping out. So Mutiny on the Bounty, won in 1935, though a remake of it lost to Lawrence of Arabia in 1962. So Mutiny on the Bounty is one of not many films that has both been nominated for and not won, and been nominated for and has won the Best Picture. Moonlight 2016, that was controversially, it beat La La Land. It was controversial because La La Land was mistakenly announced as the winner. And Midnight Cowboy won in 1969. For the other 2, Milk was nominated in 2008, but it lost to Slumdog Millionaire, although Sean Penn did win Best Actor. And My Left Foot lost Driving Miss Daisy in 1989, though again, Daniel Day-Lewis did win Best Actor. So the 2 wrong answers did have a Best Actor award attached to them, but not Best Picture. Very well done if you got some points out of that one. Let's clear them down. Take a look at our next ones. 2 of these will be correct. 5 points if you can find one. Here are your options. Micah, Martin, Maxwell, Matthew, Millard. Name somebody who has been a vice president of the USA. A few abstentions here, a few people not risking, a few people going for it though. I could quite easily have gotten rid of the word vice in this question because both Martin Van Buren and Millard Fillmore were both vice president as well as president. Van Buren under thoroughly repellent gentleman Andrew Jackson, and Millard Fillmore under Zachary Taylor. There has been neither a president nor a vice president with the names Micah, Maxwell, or Matthew, I don't think. There has been a Michael who was vice president for a little while. Anyway, least said about that, the better. Let's move on. I beg your pardon, 3 players. No, 3 players for 20 in the bank, but lots of players, I should say, with 10 points of risk here if they want to play on. Most of the rest have got 5. There's a couple with 3, a couple with 2, and unfortunately a handful of players who don't have any who won't be able to risk on this question. But let's take a look at the options. Remember, if you do choose to play, you must answer. A wrong answer will be treated as wrong. Sorry, a wrong answer will be treated as wrong. An abstention will be treated as wrong. And 1 correct answer to double your points. Let's take a look at your options. Agatha Christie's best-selling novel, 3rd smallest country in Europe by area, 1979 James Bond movie, 4th in line to the UK throne, national bird of Wales. Bank or risk? We've got just the 5 people having a go here. Now, the perceptive of you may have worked out where this is going, but we'll find out in just a moment. Just 5 players, all of them risking 5 points. Let's see if they can double them up. Here's your question. Name something that begins with M. Everyone but Pyro doubling up there. Very well played. It's the 1979 James Bond movie Moonraker. Looks like the Moonraker knows that one. The national bird of Wales is the red kite, believe it or not. The Christie novel, this might have caught a few people out, and Then There Were None is the name of the Agatha Christie novel. Not any of the Murder at the or the Miss Marple titles, but And Then There Were None. So again, another one that might have caught some of you out. Fourth in line is Prince Louis of Wales. And the third smallest European country is, whilst it does contain an M, it does not begin with it. Monaco is the second smallest after the Vatican. The third smallest is San Marino. So there we go. Very well done to the 4 players doubling up their points. Let's pop them into the bank. And let's move on to our final set of questions. 5 options. 4 of these will be correct. And you get 2 points if you find one. Take a look. Options are Rechef, Ruti, Rekit, Rebigus, Rem. Name an Egyptian deity. No one's got any risk at the moment, so you might as well have a punt, even if you've got no idea. Oh, Riff! Oh, I was thinking Rekit Ralph. Riff, I was about to say Glory Be. Rebigus was a Roman deity. The other 4 were all Egyptian. Bad luck on that one, Riff, but everybody else managed to find themselves 2 points there. Well played. Rekitas from Yorkshire. Silver Electron PC, welcome both of you all to the stream. Now let's move on, because my pronunciation was probably not great there. No, it wasn't, was it there? Hello, kisses for you. Right, next question. 3 of these will be correct. If you can find any of them, they're worth 3 points. Options are Rousseau, Jean-Jacques, philosopher. Rostand, Edmund, playwright. Rodin, Auguste, sculptor. Renoir, Pierre-Auguste, artist. Reno, Jean, actor. Name somebody born in France. There's a lot of boing happening here. Isaac and Caesar are just like, nah, fam, not touching that. Rostand, Rodin, and Renoir were all born in France. Jean Reno, the actor, was born in Casablanca in Morocco. And Jean-Jacques Rousseau was actually born in Geneva, modern-day Switzerland. He is French. I think he identifies as French, or he is a French national, but he was not born in France, which is what the question was after. A little bit sneaky there. But yes, 5 very French-sounding people up there, but only 3 of them were born in France. Well done if you did get some points. Bad luck if you wiped it out. You've got 1 more question left to try and make up some points. 2 of the next 5 options will be correct. It's worth 5 points if you can find one. If you haven't got anything, you might as well have a go. How do you identify as French? Well, that's a very good question, Buggle. Very good question indeed. If you have got some points, you might want to think twice before having a guess, but take a look at the options and see what you think. Here they are. Round the twist. Rick and Morty. Raven, UK. Red Dwarf. RuPaul's Drag Race, USA. Name a TV show that has broadcast more than 100 episodes. Raven, UK, and RuPaul's Drag Race, USA. Yes, be careful, Warriors. Are you prepared? I remember Raven from, I think it was a BBC kids show, kids adventure game show, I think is probably how I'd best describe it. But Raven had 290 episodes. RuPaul's Drag Race has had 239. Not to be confused with That's So Raven, which is a different programme. To the others, Round the Twist, have you ever felt like this? That was a weird show. 52 episodes of that. Rick and Morty at the time of writing has had 81. And Red Dwarf, as with many British sitcoms, wasn't particularly long-lived. Just 74 episodes. I watched a review, a sort of throwback review of The Queen's Nose the other day. Does anyone else remember The Queen's Nose? It had Rassilon from Doctor Who and Maester Lewin from Game of Thrones as Uncle Ginger. Everybody in that show, no one in that show is likeable in the least. This review was very, very funny. I'll share it with you in the Discord a bit later on, which you should totally come and join, by the way. Very well done. If you got some points out of that, let's have a look at our next question. We've got quite a few players players with 10 points. Oh, yeah, Demon Headmaster was a great show. As was the book. Gillian Cross, I think, wrote the book there. And who wrote, was it Dick King-Smith, I think, wrote the Queen's Nose? Anyway, yes, 5 options. Only one of them is correct. If you choose to risk, we will double your points if you find the right answer. But if you do choose to risk, you are bound to play, and an abstention will be treated as wrong. If you don't want to play, leave it blank. We'll put it in the bank. Good luck. Here are your options for your 4th question. And you might have noticed a trend with the 4th question of each set. Let's see if the trend is about to continue. Here are your options. St. Petersburg between 1914 and 1924, Niobium until 1949 officially, Pope Leo XIV until 2025, Blur between 1988 and 1990, and Saul Goodman until Season 5, Bank or Risk. Okay, a few last-minute dings coming in there. Pyro Stinson, Sam, Ben, Roisin Connerty, and Otley all choosing to risk on this question. Roisin and Otley, both with the maximum risk, 10. Ben, Sam, Stimson, and Pyro all with 5. Well, let's see if... Is it going to follow the same theme, or am I going to do a massive rug pull and be a total dick about it? Shall we find out? Here's your question. That's the same form. Name something beginning with R. Not that one, Pyro. The other 5 players finding the right answer. Well done. It was Pope Leo XIV until 2025. He was Cardinal Robert Prevost was his name. It is still technically his name. He just insists everyone calls him Leo these days. St. Petersburg between 1914 and 1924 was Leningrad, beginning with an L. Blur used to be called Seymour in the end of the 80s and the beginning of the 90s. Niobium was originally called Columbium. I think there was a dispute over who discovered it. And in Better Call Saul, Saul Goodman, until season 5 of Better Call Saul, was called Jimmy McGill, after which he changed to his alias Saul Goodman, which is how he was known in the original series Breaking Bad as well. Very well done to Otley, Rasheen, Ben, Sam and Simpson, doubling up the points. Let's put them in the bank and check out the scores at the end of round 1. Well, it's Ben, Clive and Sam off to a flying start with 40 points. Otley and Rasheen Connerty currently in second with 30. And Riff is in third with 28 points. Just Pyro yet to get off the mark. He certainly had points, but he's risked them all a couple of times on that final question, and it's not worked out. Let's see if we can get him some more points as we go into round number 2. Riff and Jogging, welcome both of you to the stream as well. Round 2 is the board game. You can select as many of the 9 presented options as you like within 60 seconds. Now, at least 4 and up to 7 of the answers will be correct. I won't tell you exactly how many, because it's a bit more fun that way. But for each one, these correct answers you identify, you're going to get 5 points. However, if you get even 1 wrong answer, you wipe out and you get nothing. So if you select all 9, I'll tell you for nothing, you're not going to get any points. Okay? There's 3 boards in the round. I'll bank the points after each board. Yeah, that's about all there is to it. A couple of just technical notes on this one. First and foremost, you must press the submit button before the 60 seconds is up. The 60 seconds will be in the top right of your device. You must press submit. It won't automatically just take your answers. If you fail to press submit, it will not take them and you'll get no points. However, once you have pressed submit, you can't undo it. So use that time. Don't submit too soon because you can't change your mind afterwards. So you've got plenty of time to have a think about how many and which ones you're going to go for. Good luck to you all. This is the board game, and here is our first set of options. Rod Stewart, Pulp, Olivia Rodrigo, Biffy Clyro, Radiohead, Lana Del Rey, The 1975, Scissor Sisters, Kaiser Chiefs. Identify the artists who performed at Glastonbury Festival 2025. I hope you're ready for this question, Bungle. If you don't max this out, I shall be very disappointed. Okay, the most I've seen come in so far is 5. Bungle also going for 5. Just waiting for a couple of answers. Just Ben now. You didn't actually get to see any of them. Need an answer, Ben? Quick as you can. There we go. Just going for the 1. And it's a safe one. And there we go. Bungle won. So Bungle was at Glastonbury 2025 and probably quite a few of the others as well. There were actually 7 right answers up there. The most that was found was by Dan, aka Big Bird, with 25 points there for 5 correct answers. Very well done if you did identify correct answer. So Pulp were advertised as Patchwork, but they did turn up. Now, Radiohead were rumoured to be this mystery artist, having previously appeared in 2011 and 2017. But they were on the big rumour list of they Patchwork, and it turned out it was Pulp instead. Lana Del Rey last performed at Glastonbury in 2023. The other 7 were all there in 2025. Not according to the website that I went on, which was the... No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Not in 2025. Well, I went on the Glastonbury Festival website, and it... I mean, I'll double check for you, but according to my notes, there was no sign of Radiohead. Oh, it's a joke, right. But you see, I get so worked up about this. In my tent. Oh, and in my car. Oh, I see.
Duh.
Yeah. The thing is, when I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to, be fair and reasonable to everyone. And things like that come up in chat. They distract me. You bingled me. You did indeed. Shame on you.
Shame.
Shame. There you go. Have a shame. But right, let's put the points in the bank. Hashtag you've been bungled. Indeed. So, shall we have another one? We'll move on from that. I'm just going to ignore the chat. I'll just ignore the chat and I'll just trust my notes and Lewis's proofing that I've actually done this properly. Right, on we go. Next board. Options are... The Celebrity Traitors, QI, Coronation Street, Would I Lie to You, Question Time, Doctor Who, Taskmaster, Only Connect, The Graham Norton Show. Identify the TV shows on which comedian David Mitchell has appeared. Right, just Ben and Big Bird. Most we've seen again is a 5 from Puzzle Dan, Shadowmane Shapes, and Clive. Here come the ticks. Big Bird going for 5. Ben, what are you going for? A safe 3, or is it a safe 3? It is a safe 3 indeed, and there are your answers. So quite a few people wiping out there. Dan, Shadowmane, and Big Bird going for 5 and wiping out. Shadowmane including Taskmaster, which was a wrong answer. Big Bird including Taskmaster, which was a wrong answer. And Puzzle Gone. Where are you, Puzzle? Where have you gone, Puzzle Gone? Including Taskmaster. So Taskmaster's the big red herrings there. He's gone on the record as saying Taskmaster is the wrong type of show for him. So he's unlikely to appear on it, unless the money's right. He has been on Only Connect once. It was a celebrity special for Comic Relief back in 2013, I think. He's been on Question Time 3 times, and he's heavily rumoured for the next series of Celebrity Traitors, but hasn't been on it yet, and as at the time of writing, it hasn't officially been cast either. So there we go, very well done. If you got some points, 5 the maximum coming out of that for Clive and Shapes, 25 points into the bank they go. So one more board for you all in this round, another 9 options, and up to 7 of them will be correct. Silent Marine, welcome to the stream, and here is the board. Alan Bean, Neil Armstrong, Yuri Gagarin, Pete Conrad, Harrison Schmidt, Eugene Shoemaker, Michael Collins, Charles Duke, Buzz Aldrin. Identify the people who have walked on the surface of the moon. Now, I'm hoping there's at least one nice obvious answer in there, but how many do you want to go for? That is Mr. Bean's first name, yes. Alan Bean, played by Rowan Atkinson. Rowan or just Mr. Yes. I think in the movie his passport says Mr. First name Mr. Surname Bean. I've never seen Rowan Bean. Must have missed that episode, or it's been erased from my hard drive. Right, here come the ticks. Ben Flyboy, let's have an answer. 6 is the most we've seen from Otley. Ben going for 5, going all the way up and then all the way down. I think Ben likes to put his answers in late, so if he's wrong, he can see himself go all the way up and then all the way back down. Otley finding 6. There were 6 on there. It's the first and only perfect board of the round. Very well played there, Liam. Alan Bean, Neil Armstrong, Pete Conrad, Harrison Schmidt, Charles Duke, and Buzz Aldrin are the correct answer. So Armstrong and Aldrin went up and walked on the moon from the Apollo 11 mission. Conrad and Bean in Apollo 12. Charles Duke was in Apollo 16. And Harrison Schmidt was Apollo 17. He's also the most recent man to walk on the moon. Yuri Gagarin was the first man in space, but not the first man on the moon. Interesting one here. Some of Eugene Shoemaker's ashes have been scattered on the moon, but he was an astronomer. He kept his feet firmly on the ground, didn't actually go into space, but his ashes are on the moon, but he didn't walk on it himself. And Collins was another tricky one. Michael Collins, he piloted Apollo 11, but didn't get to go down to the surface. So I think it's a tremendous shame for him. If you're going to go all that way and then not get to go and walk on it. We have no proof his feet are in. This is very true, but yeah, he has not. I didn't want to put whilst alive into the question. I think that would have been starting to be misguided. Anyway, very, very well done. If you did get some points out of that, let's pop the points into the bank and check out the scores at the end of round 2. My, we're into triple figures at the end of round 2. Sam has a lead with 105. Otley, after that tremendous effort there on that third board, into second with 100. And it's Mr. Clive in third with 85. But there is still much to play for because, as you know, the maximum score you can achieve in round 3 is 120, which means it is very much still anyone's game. One more round to go, and this week, this or that is a little bit different. Here's how to play. It's this or that. Select the correct answer from the 2 options within 7 seconds, and they go by quickly, so do press one of them. Answering correctly earns you increasingly more risk points, so it's a bit like the weakest link. The first one is worth 1, and then if you get another one right, it's worth 2, and then another one right, it's worth 3, and so on. If you give me a wrong answer, though, it breaks the chain. You start building up again from scratch. If you abstain, if you're not sure and you don't want to guess, you can abstain. There's no penalty for abstention, other than the points you've accumulated will be banked, and you start building up again from 1. So it's one of those ones where if you've got 9 right in a row and you've got 45 points worth of risk, maybe you don't want to risk that if you're not sure. If you've only got 1 or 2, it might be worth the risk. But again, sometimes abstention is a good play. But it can be quite swingy this round. It's always very exciting, and it's probably my favourite end game. With 15 questions in this round, there's 120 points up for grabs. And right, there's 3 very distinct styles of questions in a random order throughout this. And one of those styles of questions, I will not be reading the question for reasons that will become clear. Good luck to you all. Question number 1, this or that, options are fewer or less. I have blank cars than Jeremy Clarkson. It's fewer cars than Jeremy Clarkson. Fewer is used when the subject is countable. In the case of cars, you would say, I have fewer cars. We're talking about grammatically correct, not what is acceptable in society. You can't. You could say I have less money than Jeremy Clarkson. I have fewer cars. No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to get tied up in legalese with people being anti-pedantic or whatever the expression is in the chat. The answer is fewer. Let's move on. Yes, it could call this round Ben's pedantry corner. Let's take a look at number 2. This or that options are carrot. Carrot. Jasper, comedian. Two R's, two T's. Jasper Carrot. 2 R's, 2 T's is what you wanted. Stimson and Stilgar banking a single point. A couple of players wiping out. Most players getting it right. On we go. Invoice me. We're going on. Question number 3. This or that options are. Yes, he was the Golden Balls guy. I saw him live when I was about 16. He's very funny. Very, very funny stand-up. Right, question 3. This or that options are. Rhymes with sister. Rhymes with Chester. Rhymes with sister. This is one of why my note says do not say the question out loud. Yeah, so Bicester is the name of that town somewhere just outside Oxford, I think. Yes, Bicester rhymes with sister. Until I was well into my 20s, I did call it Bicester. But I'm afraid, yes, with apologies to our international viewers. I think there might be some international ones in here. There might be, there might not. I can't remember. But yes, that one rhymes with Bicester. Hashtag English is weird. On we go. Bicester. It's not Bicester, it's Bicester, I promise you. So, Respion, welcome to the stream. On we go. Question number 4. This or that. Options are. Your. Read this carefully. Blank quizzing is really good this evening. Your without an apostrophe. Your quizzing is really good this evening because your with an apostrophe is a contraction of you are. And you are quizzing is really good this evening. It doesn't make sense. To make sense of that, the sentence would have to become you're quizzing really well this evening. We'd have to change good to well and lose the word is. So it is your without an apostrophe. Sam wiping out 6 points of risk there. Let's see if he can make up for it. Still quite a few players on 10 points. As we go on to question number 5, this or that options are. Barbara. Streisand, singer. Barbara is the answer. Barbara Streisand. Misspelt. Her given name is legally Barbara, but she is professionally known as Barbara with only 2 A's. And Shadowmane and Flyboy both losing out on 10 there. Effrontery and Colin banking 10. Let's pop them into the bank. We've still got quite a few players with a perfect risk streak of 15 at the moment. Is it worth looking at the potential order? Yeah, Otley has got the potential lead over Sam, but Sam having a bit of a mare, and he's still got time to make up for it. So, let's go on. Question number 6. This or that. Options are. Starts with an F sound. Starts with a P sound. This was news to me as well. It's Phuket. It is not Phuket. As you may have thought. I thought that until I wrote this question. Yeah, it's a hard P at the beginning. Phuket. So that's one of those ones that you don't know until you know. And goodness me, it's a wild finale for Risky Business tonight. We've got Matt, Itsotley, Cola, Arun, Jogging, Oni, and Fluffy all losing 15 on that. Lupine is not taking any chances there. He's banking 10. And we've still got Wooly, Nando, Riff Shapes, and Clive with the perfect streak of 21 after 6 questions. I think we should go on to question number 7. This or that. I'm going to enjoy these raid messages later on, I think. Question number 7. This or that. Options are. Cats. My 2 blank occasionally bring in mice. Cat without the apostrophe, the fact that there are two just means that it's plural. I have two cats, so in this instance it is plural, not possessive. That's what an apostrophe is. It would be my cat's whiskers would be possessive, and if it's my multiple cats' whiskers, the apostrophe would come after the S, but in this case it's just a plural. My two cats occasionally bring in mice. Most players getting that one right. Let's move on. Sam's still with the bank lead at the moment, but Clive and Shapes with 28 points of risk, and a few others with 28 points of risk as well, do pose a potential threat. Let's go on for now. Question number 8, this or that. Options are dog, dog, Snoop, rapper, from cats to dogs. Snoop Dogg with 2 G's, just like Jasper Carrot with 2 T's. Snoop Dogg. It's the D-O-double-G. Indeed, the D-O-double-G. It's the one and only D-O-double-G. Snoop Dogg. Sorry, I'm going to stop that now. Wooly back, Nando, Riff, Shapes, and Clive still with the maximum risk streak of 36. JR is one to keep an eye on as well with 28. Colin and Maxie are both banking 3 there. Let's pop them into the bank. And move on to question number 9. No danger of DMC. I fear probably not. Question number 9. This or that. Question 9. This or that. Options are. I forgot my line for a minute. Vocalized W. Silent W. That London borough. It's a silent W. Again, I've said, got here, do not say the question out loud. Has a silent W and only one of the E's is pronounced, making it Greenwich. I know, because English is stupid. Greenwich is the answer. It was how you pronounce that, so it's a silent W. Dan and Bungle banking 3 there. Let's pop them into the bank. As we go to question 10, we'll check the scores after this question. Question number 10, this or that. Options are who, whom. Blank is going to get this question wrong. Just effrontery and Ralph, it would turn out. Who is going to get this question wrong? Who is a subject pronoun, for example, I, he, she, they, etc., whereas whom is an object pronoun, for example, me, him, her, them. To whom have I sent this letter would be correct, but who is going to get this question wrong? JR is calling it quits there, putting 36 into the bank. Matt the ref putting in 6. Colin and Dan putting in 1. Let's put them in the bank. And okay, Sam has got the bank lead with 105. JR now in second with 101. Otley's in third with 100. Let's just take another look at that risk order. Clive, Shapes, Riff, Nando, and Woollyback all still with the maximum 55. Ape and AB Me with 28, not a million miles behind. Now let's look at the potential order. This is for everyone were to bank after the next question. We can see those potential scores for those players with 55 points of risk are all higher than the current bank leader. So it becomes a little bit of a game of hubris in these last 5 questions. How far do you want to go? How much do you want to try and secure that lead? We're going to go on to question number 11. This or that. Options are ends with a V sound, ends with an M sound, yeah, it's just Antrim. Antrim. I know Irish pronunciation is a bit famed for its randomness. I know my sister's middle name is Siobhan, spelt with a B and no V. But no, Antrim is just Antrim. Say it like it. You've been bingled. You have indeed, Clive. Losing out 55 points there.
What a shame.
8 Minky losing 28. Jogging losing 10 as well. Quite a lot of bank going on there, though. AB Me putting 28 in the bank. Fetz, Stilgar, Sam all putting 10 in. Woollyback's calling it quits, putting 55 in the bank. G. Eisner's putting 6 in. Oni putting 10 in. Stimson putting 15 in. Silver Electron and CJ putting 10 in. Bungle banking 1, Maxio banking 3, and Matt the Sprat banking 10. Let's put all those points into the bank. Oh, excuse me, into the bank. And we can see that Sam has still got the bank lead with 115. Shapes is the one to keep an eye on. Shapes, Riff, Nando. Definitely want to be keeping an eye on those guys as we move to question number 12. This or that. Options are That one or that one? Deschanel, actress. Yeah, so it's Zoe Deschanel, but my brain wouldn't allow me to say Zoe. I just wanted to say Zooey, and I thought if I say Zooey, that's really unfair because then if you're listening in with the audio, that's going to put you off because you know her as Zoe Deschanel. But she spells it with 2 O's, Zoe Deschanel. So I thought I'm just going to stay silent on that one. Pygmy banking 15, Shadowmane banking 15, and Flyboy losing out on 21 there. We've still got 3 players with a perfect score. Nando, Riff, and Shapes with 78 points amassed so far, with just 3 questions to go. Put the points into the bank. Sam still with the bank lead with 3 questions left. Question number 13 is next. This or that options are: practice. Practice. I need to blank the piano. Oh, I thought there might be some pain there. Shapes and Nando are not going to take that risk, and I do not blame you. Shapes and Nando both putting 78 into the bank. Effrontery and Silver Electron putting 1 in. Cola, Arun, and Fluffy all losing 21 there. It's practice with an S, so this is a really... If you're ever unsure about this, practice is the noun, whereas with... That doesn't help. Practice with a C is the noun, whereas practice with the S is the verb. Here's a pro tip for you if you want to know which one is right. If you substitute the word with the words advice and advise, and then check which one is correct. So if you say, I need to advise the president, you wouldn't say, I need to advise the president. So I need to advise the president, therefore I need to practice with an S, the piano. That's a foolproof way of checking it. Practice versus practice is the same as advice versus advise, but it's easier with advice and advise because one of them sounds different. It might be a UK spelling thing. I think Americans, it's no offence to my transatlantic cousins here, but you just have a slightly more laissez-faire attitude towards language. I mean, we fucking invented it, to be fair, so you should do it right if you're going to borrow it. So Michael McIntyre's joke is like, there's some things in America you don't understand. If you say glasses, I don't know where my glasses go. I have to call them eyeglasses. Yeah, and like horse riding, you don't know, you just sat there hanging onto the tail. No, we have to call it horseback riding. You go on the back of the horse. Okay, I say no offence. Some offence is probably what I meant there. Anyway, Shapes and Nando banking 78, Effrontery and Silver Electron banking 1. I've done these scores already. Cola, Arun, and Fluffy losing 21. Let's put the points into the bank. To advise your piano secret exercise. Yeah, change the subject now as well. Now, look at this. Shapes has the lead with 161. That may be insurmountable. Can we please move on? Very good. Nando, 148. Again, second place may be insurmountable, but keep your eye on Otley because there's still 2 questions left, which means he could get up to 45, which is enough for the bronze medal. So it looks like it might be a race to bronze, but also Riff down there. I said it was insurmountable, and that was a lie because Riff has got a potential score of 162, I think. If we just look at the potential order, yeah, Riff has got still got the opportunity to take that lead. It's a race. It's quite a slow race. It is indeed. Well, let's take a look at question number 14. This or that options are: Bosham, bosom. That. Have you been paying attention? Riff absolutely not taking that risk at all, putting 91 into the bank. CJ putting 3 into the bank. It's Sotley and BC both losing 28 on that one. Yeah, so it's bosom. Now this is my stomping ground. I'm director of music at the church down there, and if you call it Bosham, people will chase you out of the village with pitchforks and torches because it's that sort of place. Everyone's very, very pleasant, but they're very precious about how it's pronounced. Unlike, I must say, nearby Cosham, which is just down the road from Portsmouth, which is pronounced like it sounds with a sh in the middle, but bosom is with a z in the middle. It's one of those weird quirks of language, and I happen to know firsthand because it's my neck of the woods. Let's put those points into the bank. It looks like it's going to be a Riff win, but there might still be a race on for the silver. There is not a race on for the silver. I feel like this could be it. Yes, I think the scores are set at that point. Opsy with 36 at risk has the lead, the risk lead at the moment, could potentially get 90 and into the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But we've got one more question just for a wheeze. Question 15, this or that options are. Courtney. Love. Singer. It's spelled the normal way, unlike Courtney Cox, who does spell her name with the extra E. Courtney Love spells it the regular way. And I realised as I was writing this, far too many of the answers are the ones that don't seem logical, so I thought I'm going to throw a curveball in at the end and spell it in have one where it spells it the normal way. ABME banking 6, Jogging and Dan banking 1, Matt losing 10, Optimat's losing the 36 there. Let's pour all those final points into the bank and check out the scores at the end of the game. Well, it's a very well-earned bronze medal for Nando, finishing in third with 148. Shapes manages to take the silver, just denied the gold. Riff finishing 3 points ahead, but Shapes getting the silver with 162. And it's a gold medal and 165 points to Riff, taking the top spot in Risky Business tonight. To all three of you, very well done. And to everybody, all of those points will be converted into pennies. We'll pay them into the bank in due course. And that has been Risky Business. Oh, I hope you've had fun. I did enjoy writing that. I generally enjoy writing for this game, but I had a lovely time writing those questions. So I hope you enjoyed playing them and you didn't feel too much like it was a GCSE spelling and grammar test, or more like Year 6 SATs test, probably. But delightfully different. Thank you. That I'll take that. Delightfully different is good. And a message from our sponsor, Silent Marine.
Does this mean Lewis was your proof, reader? Kappa.
Yeah, I'm not sure I get the joke, but Lewis was my proofreader. But please don't explain the joke to me, because you'll be here all night. But thank you for the 100 bits, Silent Marine. Most grateful to you. Oh, I hope you all had fun with that. Look, I'm going to play some adverts, and when we return, we're going to darken the mood slightly as we take on the Escape Artist, aka Quiz Prison, which we played a few weeks ago, and I'm hoping that you'll join me for tonight. It's been written by Stimpson's Angle. It's been proofed by JR. So do stick around, because we've got even more quiz coming up this game night. Thank you once again to Lewis for proofing those questions. I hope you had fun with them, and we'll be back with even more quiz in about 5 minutes' time.
Shoobity whoopin' bee oobity whoopin' bee oo. Whoop shawong. Whoop shawody whoop. 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 Shoobity whoopin' bee oobity whoopin' bee oo. Whoop shawong. Whoop shawody whoop. 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 Whoop shawong. Whoop shawong. Shoobity whoopin' bee oobity whoopin' bee oo. Ba-doo now.
English is dumb. Type it into the chat for 160 pennies now. I'm going to go refill my glass. I encourage all of you all to do the same. Yeah, get some more drinks, get some more snacks. Pop to the loo, go stretch your legs if you need to. We'll be back with even more quiz this game night in about 5 minutes' time. At the start of the next game, I'm going to tell you all about this expression that I want to know if my brother's made up or if it's something other people have come across. Stick around to find out what it is, and even more quiz as game night continues in about 5 minutes' time. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. back to the second part of this evening's game night, where it's time for the escape artist. How's KN is the code you need on the universal controller. Room code right there. Room for 39 players in this game, so do come and join us. Maxio, Prugs, welcome both of you to the stream. Prugs, welcome from the NEC. I hope the Wi-Fi holds up for you and that you're having a good time away from home, whatever it is you are up to. Right, come and join the game. Before I tell you about stuff, let me just do the continuity real quick. So, this coming Saturday, that's the 14th of March, we've got Data Leak by Zeus, we've got Crossfire by Jogging, and we've got a game we haven't seen much this season, Danger Zone by JR. So that's this Saturday, 8 p.m. No, we're not on BST yet. GMT. We're still not quite on BST yet, unlike the Americans who put their clocks forward. As ever with all these things, keep your eye on the Discord because I always give you a local timestamp when I'm going live. But 8 o'clock GMT this Saturday. That's for Data Leak, Crossfire, and Danger Zone. I've also got a new format which is maybe done by Saturday, and I have aspirations of maybe in season 22 doing another tournament. You heard it here first. I haven't done a tournament for an age. I think the last one was probably Buzz Off in 2023, I want to say, unless you count the 500 episode sort of mini tournament day. But yeah, I'm thinking of doing a tournament with this new format, so it'd be good to get some mileage testing of it. So there may be a test, and it's a tournament style game. It's a hot seat game rather than an everyone can play a long game. So, which I haven't done one of those for a while. The last one I implemented was probably the pod, which was just before I started with KPX. So Christmas 2022, I think I'd implemented the pod, and then we didn't play it for a year. That was the last time I think I did a hot seat focused game for stream. So yeah, so that's probably happening Saturday, as well as Data Leak, Crossfire, and Danger Zone. So please do pop along for that. Next Thursday, if you're just here in the week, we've got Plinko by Claire and Apex by Samster. That is likely to be a shorter stream because Plinko is just the warm-up game, as it were, the warm-up game, but we're starting with it rather than putting it in the middle, and then Apex has proven to be about half an hour. So it might be a short stream on Thursday, which means there is a non-zero chance that we'll be playing the new game next Thursday as well to pad things out. Either that or I'll fix the Spotlight database and finally sort out the 5 packs that are in my inbox so I can mark them as unread, which would be good. So that's next Thursday, Plinko, Apex, and possibly new game again and or Spotlight. This Saturday, probably new game. Again, it all depends if I get it done, but I know Anya's away on Saturday, so I've sort of got the day to, and I'm not running at the moment, so yeah, I've sort of got the day to sort that out. So that's what's coming up here at Game Night in the next couple of streams. Elsewhere, you should go and follow Ash, who was here last night. Unfortunately, I couldn't make last night because I had OQL and then the friendly as well, which was it was all jolly good fun. We drew the main game and then we won the friendly. But I hear wonderful things happened, and wonderful things are continuing to happen over on Ash's side now that he's back with us. He's back with us. He's not, he's not been on holiday. He didn't. Do you mind? But yes, he had some stuff, some IRL stuff, which is now all resolved. So it's good to see him back on the internet. He is risen indeed, hallelujah. So you can't really say that in Lent. You go to hell if you do that. So yeah, lots of things to go and follow, lots of things to come back for. Now, when I was away with my brother and his wife and his little girl a few weeks ago, my brother described something that he and my younger brother was with. He and my older brother have come up with an expression, allegedly come up with an expression, and I'm not sure if they came up with it or if they've heard it somewhere and have just borrowed it. Dexter, lie down. That's not the expression, by the way. That's me admonishing my dog, who's trying to break the green screen again. And this expression describes our experience as children growing up with ostensibly middle-class parents, but never actually being like wealthy, not being rich. So I grew up in a relatively middle-class household, but it's one that used to be, I think, working class, and it evolved into middle class. So just for some context here, and then we will start the game. I'm the second of 4 kids, and I've got an older brother, a younger brother, and a younger sister. Of the 4 of us, my youngest sister, who's the youngest of the 4, had a private education from year 7 to year 11, so 11 to 16. She had a private education. And this expression is sneaky poor. Now, has anyone come across this? Because he describes us as sneaky poor, and that's how we were, in that we were masquerading as being, relatively affluent, but actually we cut corners and things. And when we went on holiday, we didn't have obviously 4 kids. We didn't have a 7-seater car until I was 9 or 10 maybe. And so we used to go on holiday to France, and we'd drive there with 6 people in a 5-seater car. We'd drive to France and back. There were lots of things. On Thursday night, we always had macaroni tuna for dinner, which is like macaroni cheese with tuna and tomato in, which is cheap as chips dinner to do. We all thought it was quite posh growing up, but actually now we've come to realise it wasn't. It was actually quite cheap and easy and quick to throw together. Sneaky poor. So, yeah, this is just this expression that I've come across, sneaky poor, which is apparently what we were growing up. So I mean, my brothers claim that they've sort of invented it. It's not come from anywhere. So I just thought I'd get a second opinion. Not that I disbelieve them, but we've gone to AI for the answer. It's not what I haven't punched it into Claude yet. It's often used to describe situations where financial distress, or more commonly subtle, deceptive, or hidden financial disadvantages are present. Yeah. Are present, but it's sort of like, I think the way of sneaky, but I'll have to get him to define it sometime. I'll get him to come and cameo on stream and we can define it. Anyway, I've got 34 of you in, so there's room for 5 more. I'm going to give you another 30 seconds and then we're going to begin the game. My little deep dive into the derivation of sneaky poor notwithstanding. This pack has been written by Stimson's Angle. It's been proofed by JR. Very grateful to both of them. And I'm extra grateful to the fact that Stimson started writing this in the Legacy template and then imported it into QForge, and it's helped me unearth some more bugs. So I just thought on the off chance, I'm just going to check the output, and there is definitely a Legacy import bug, which is one of the reasons it's not rolled out to the writing team yet, because I've got a list like that I need to finish off before it gets one final round of testing from the proofers, and then it will be going out for next season. So, but yes, there was a bug. I did go in. I haven't fixed the bug, but I fixed the pack. So hopefully it'll all just play out exactly as it should. But yeah, writing team, QForge is something that is going to be coming up next season that I'm going to be strongly encouraging everyone to move to, unless you have a very good excuse, such as you don't have a Windows computer. Yeah, the legacy templates will still be there, and I'll fix the bugs, but moving forward, QForge is going to be the way to go, and you'll find out more about that in due course. As ever, come join the Discord. Tentatively, season 22, I'll be starting on Saturday the 18th of April, so I'm running up until the 28th of March, and then I think taking a couple of weeks off, because if I've got a tournament to do, if I've got to start rolling out QForge, quite a few things to consider in between, so I might take a slightly extended season break, end of season break, just to going to guilt me. I'm not. No, that's fine, Sam. That's fine. It wasn't an effort to kill you. That was a genuine thing, because I recognise not everyone does have a Windows PC, and it wouldn't be fair to. I'd be cutting off my nose to spite my face if I say you can't write anymore just because you don't have a PC, because I'll be getting rid of some of my finest writers, or at least one of my finest writers. Am I right, Sam? Am I right? Yeah, you see. So yeah, we will still be supporting the legacy arc, the legacy template as well. But yes, everyone else, I look forward to using the new app as when it comes out. Right, 34 players in the game tonight. I think we're about ready. UST is incredible. It was, I don't know that it was welded, because I took it down to the PC shop and he just went boom and it came off. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I'm just not very strong. I like to think that I worked it, did the hard work, but yes, it is working much better. I haven't got hardware monitor open tonight, but the GPU fans are whirring, but it's all just generally much cooler in there. So it's all very. I'm feeling more confident in the system, put it that way, and I'm hoping everyone else is getting a splash of that confidence as well. Right, that's been long enough. It's 9:20. We need to get on with this game of Quiz Prison, aka The Escape Artist. It's been written by Stimson, proofed by JR. Let's lock you in. That's a lot of smoke. Welcome, Ape, Nando, Ben, Matt, Apodo, Toot, Silver Electron, Bungle, CJ, Fetz, Progs, Matt Shapes, Colin Flyboy, Woollyback, AVMe, Cola, Puzzle Dan, Otley, Shadowmane, Ralph, Susan Kalman, Pyro, Effrontery, Big Bird, Oni, Stillgart, Riff, Opsy, Sam, Maxio, Clive, and Fluffy. It is time for the escape artists. Only one of you can emerge victorious, and sometimes not even that. Round 1. Round 1 is initiate. Answer any 5 of the 10 questions in order to escape. The harder the question, the more points it is worth. You cannot answer more than 5 questions correctly. You can attempt up to 8, but we'll get to that in a moment. Get a question wrong, you will lose a life, lose all 3 lives, or if you fail to hit 5 before the end of the round, you will be eliminated and locked in. No penalties for abstentions as before. You might want to be a bit more tactical about which questions you go for. If it's front-loaded with hard questions, you might want to not attempt those and go for some of the easier ones later on, or the other way around perhaps. But there are no penalties for abstentions other than there might not be enough questions left for you to get 5. At the end of the round, I will give you a bonus point for every life that you have left, and those points will carry forward into the next round. So batting order 4, 1, 3, 6, 8, 5, 7, 9, 10, 2. That's a fairly vanilla looking order if you ask me. Tougher questions towards the end, but you've got a lifeline with question 10, which is worth 2 points, so that could be a Hail Mary for a few players at the end. So this is kind of nice because it means you can sort of maybe take on the risk of saying I'm going to attempt that 9 or 10, but if I don't get those, I've still got the backup of the 2-pointer at the end, and we've got some easy questions at the front end. So let's see how we get on. The very best of luck to you all. Fingers on devices as we go to question number 1. This is worth 4 points. Take a look. Directed by Hayao Miyazaki, My Neighbor Totoro, 1988, was produced by which animation studio? Dan and two Dans, Dan Jones and Puzzle Dan, or Jones Dan and Puzzle Dan. Those are both what I'd call phonetically plausible, so I'm going to condone those even though it's going to say they're wrong. The correct answer, Studio Ghibli. The name Ghibli means desert wind and was chosen by Miyazaki to symbolise that this studio was going to blow through the existing animation industry. Bloody hell, how pompous is that? Yeah, Ghibli and Studio Ghibli. Yes, I'm going to condone those. It's not suspicious, and we're not going to throw aspersions around Bungle. We're going to play nice. It's pronounced Ghibli. Indeed it is. Right, let's light you back up. Studio Ghibli was the answer. 4 points to everyone who attempted it. Question number 2 is worth a single point if you want to attempt it. You don't have to, but here's the question if you want to give it a go. Good luck. On traffic lights, which colour is used to represent stop? And that's tied. 18 attempting, 16 sitting out. The correct answer is, of course, red. Fun fact about traffic lights is that the green isn't actually green. It's sort of kind of blue, because red-green is obviously a very common colour blindness sort of colour. And if you're in the dark or something, you can't tell which is which. So it's a sort of haze of blue. What colour are those red fire trucks? Yeah, red is the answer. Nothing to report there. Everyone getting it right. Let's light you back up. Question number 3 is worth 3 points, and the rare occasion where a question index is also its value. With the invention of red and yellow cards in 1970. No, they weren't, Matt. Right. Oh, they inspired the invention. Sorry, I thought you meant the red and yellow cards inspired the invention of traffic lights. I'm like, no, they didn't. I think the traffic lights probably came first, but that I can definitely believe. Right, question number 3, worth 3 points if you want to have a go at it. Take a look. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I've too many Haribo, obviously. Which Puerto Rican singer headlined the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show? Time. 26 attempting this one. Now, this is the sort of thing where I listened to the rest of Entertainment a week or two ago. And apparently said this person is the biggest artist in the world, and I have to confess, I'd never heard of them. Even after the Super Bowl. The answer is Bad Bunny. Everyone who attempted it getting it right, all 26 of you. Full name Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio. In case you were interested. But yeah, no, I'd never come across Bad Bunny, but I don't really listen to much on the radio these days. Anyway, everyone who attempted it getting it right, let's let you back up. Nothing to report as we move to question number 4. This is worth 6 points if you would like to attempt it. You don't have to, but in case you do, here it is. In 1911, American explorer Hiram Bingham III rediscovered and commenced the archaeological investigation of what South American site? 23 attempting there, 11 abstaining, and the correct answer, Machu Picchu, or the lost city of the Incans. Built by the Incans in the 15th century and abandoned in the 16th after the Spanish conquest. Machu Picchu was only rediscovered in 1911. Just the one wrong answer from a Podo there who went for Chichen Itza, which I've heard of, but I believe it is something different, which I am just going to check. Yes, Chichen Itza is in Mexico, not in Peru, which I think is where Machu Picchu is. So you're going to lose a life on that, Podo. Not to worry, still plenty of questions left. Let's start you back up. Okay, still got Charlemagne, CJ, Flyboy, Puzzle Dan, and Effrontery. Strong start, 4 out of 4. One more correct answer, and you are through to the next round. But choose it wisely. It can be any of the remaining 6 questions. It doesn't have to be this one. But if you do want to attempt the next question, it's worth 8 points. Take a look. Josh DeMaro will take over as CEO of what media and entertainment conglomerate later this month? Time. 11 attempting this question. And again, the rest is entertainment. I've got to thank for the fact I would have known this. The correct answer is the Walt Disney Company, accepted any variations on Walt Disney, Disney Plus. DeMario succeeds longtime Disney CEO Bob Iger on March the 18th. Wrong answers there from Matt going for Fox, which is kind of the right answer because Disney acquired Fox a few years ago, which is why you get The Simpsons and Family Guy on Disney Plus. But it is the Walt Disney Company is the conglomerate. It is no longer Fox. But we'll go for Ticketmaster. No, I'm afraid I'm not on an 8-pointer, Matt. Not for that one, I'm afraid. That would be front half of the questions. I can maybe have some leeway, but I don't think. I think on this one, it's. I'm afraid it's a different company. Bungle going for Ticketmaster, which is just wrong. And not even arguable, I fear. Shadowmane and CJ, very well done. You are the first two to escape with 5 correct answers. You have escaped into round 2. We'll see you there. For everyone else, let's light you back up. We'll put your scores on the doors. And you're both on 22, because both escaping after exactly 5 questions. As we go to question number 6, if you want to attempt it, this is worth 5 points. Nando Shapes, Stilgar Otley, Optimat BC, Flyboy, Puzzle Dan, and Effrontery. You are all 1 away from escaping. It could be this question or any of the following 4. Question number 6 is worth 5 points. If you want to play it, take a look. The academic title of PhD stands for Doctor of what? Time. And the correct answer. Philosophy, or philosophia, to give it its correct Latin term. Yeah, PhD holders were the original doctors or doctorates, with many medical professionals only adopting the title and the style in the mid-18th century. Physics was not the right answer, I'm afraid. Dan, you're going to lose a life. But for Stilgar, Optimat, Flyboy, and Effrontery, that is 5 correct answers. You have escaped to round 2. We will see you there, and let's light you back up. So 3 of you going to 19, Ops you going to 21. Still CJ and Shadowmane with a lead of 22, but we've got the big hitters still to come. Next 3 questions are the big ones, 7, 9, and 10, with the end of the sort of the fail-safe question at the end, the 2-pointer there. Bungle, you do require all of the remaining questions in order to escape. And a lot of people are now one away. Lupine, Nando, Fetch, Shapes, Otley, 2, Riff, Pyro, Fluffy, BC, Proogs, Dan, Puzzle Dan, that is, Clive, Cola, Sam, other Dan, Dan Jones, that is, and a Run. You are all one away. Any of the next 4, and you will escape. On we go. Question number 7. This is worth 7 points. If you want to give it a go, take a look. What is the official name given to the London Underground logo and its platform nameboards? I have to say, I didn't have a Scooby-Doo about it. I've heard the word, but I wouldn't have associated it with this. 12 players attempting it, and 12 players getting it right. The correct answer was Roundel. Now iconic red circle and blue bar logo was first introduced in 1908. We did also accept bar and circle, so say what you see now. But Roundel is the full technical name, and very well done all of you for 7 points. And Lupine, Nando, Shapes, Toot, Riff, Pyro and Proogs, you have all escaped. Let's light you back up. It's Map Men content. It does feel a bit like it, doesn't it? Now, let's put the scores on the doors and see where we stand. Nando and Shapes look to have the lead with 28. A couple of 25s in there, and 1 or 2 23s and 22s as well. No gargantuan scores yet, but we've still got the 9 and the 10 to go. Fetz, Otley, Colin, Oni, Silver Electron, Fluffy, BC, Puzzle Dan, Clive, Cola, Samster, Dan, and Arun. You are 1 away. Any of the remaining 3 and you'll escape. Woollyback, Maxio, Matt the Ref, and Bungle. You need all 3. Let's take a look at question number 8. If you want to play, this is worth 9 points. Take a look at it. Peering over Shapes' answers. The loop of Henle and Bowman's capsule are found in which organ of the human body? Oops. That's time. I've dropped the lid to my vape source. Give me a minute. Otherwise the dog will have it with me. I need to get him another basket. He needs like a 4th basket. So I've got a nice gap down here where my spare PC is going to go, but it's currently still at the bottom of the stairs. Right, the loop of Henle, or Hennel possibly, and Bowman's capsule are found in which organ of the human body? For 9 points, the correct answer. The kidney. Bowman's capsule is a cup-like structure that collects filtrate from the blood, whilst the loop of Henle is a U-shaped tube that reabsorbs water and concentrates the urine. That's nice, isn't it? Wrong answers there. Ear, heart, lungs, brain, liver, pancreas, ear, and brain. I can see where you're going with ear loop and sort of hearing loops and stuff, but unfortunately not the one. BC and Sam, that's enough questions for you to bank out your points and escape into round 2. Well done, we will see you there, but we've also got our first casualties. Maxio, Matt the Ref, and Bungle. Unfortunately, there's not enough questions left for you to escape. Thank you very much for playing, but it is the end of the road, and it's lights out. Spare PC isn't very sneaky, but no, it's not very sneaky poor. It's openly poor. That thing where I've not used my life. Yes, you have. Yes, you have, Bungle. Oh, never mind. Mate, you can remember if you are eliminated, you can still play in the background game. There's still bonus pennies available for you, and all the fun of the quiz. You've bungled yourself, you have indeed. Right, Fetz, Otley, Colin, Oni, Silver Electron, Matt the Sprat, Fluffy, Puzzle Dan, Clive Cola, Dan Jones, and Arun. You're all 1 away. Apodo, Woollyback, Abini, and Ape. You need both of the remaining questions in order to escape. Question number 9 is the biggie. It's worth 10 points. If you want to have a go at it, take a look. On the calculation of volume, nominated for the 2025 International Booker Prize, was written by which Danish author? Just 3 in the main game having a go and 1 player behind the scenes. This is a tough question. It really is the correct answer. Solveig Bal is the answer. The first novel of a planned septology by Solveig Bale, I'm sure it is the pronunciation. The story follows an antiquarian book dealer who finds herself stuck in a single day. Wrong answers: Hansen, Helner, and Crintix King and Bacon as well. All of those incorrect, unfortunately. No, lie down. It does mean, sadly, we have to say goodbye to some more players. 3 of them beginning with A as well. Podo, AVMe, Ape, and Woollyback as well, who doesn't begin with A, but has also not got enough questions in order to escape. Sadly for you 4, it is the end of the road, and it's lights out. Okay. Just the 2-pointer at the end. This was the Hail Mary I described earlier on. And Fetz, Otley, Colin, Oni, Silver Electron, Matt, Fluffy, Puzzle Dan, Clive, Cola, Dan, and Arun. You need to get this one right in order to escape. Very best of luck to you all. Here's question 10. The Milano Cortina 2026 Paralympic Winter Games are currently occurring in which European country? "12 answered. Were 12 correct? Correct answer. Italy, Milan, being your big clue there. Fetz going for Sweden. Unfortunately, that's not the right answer, and it is the 10th question, and you've only got 4, so I'm afraid that is going to be a sad ending for you. Otley, Colin, Oni, Silver, Matt. Oh, goodbye, desk. Where are you going? This is the problem with the broken arm. It keeps knocking the button on my new desk and making it rise. And I think it's a bit tight on the wall because it keeps scraping when it gets to about 83. Currently at 72, so I need to get a new chair, apparently. Fluffy, Dan, Clive, Cola, Dan, and Arun. Very well done. You have all escaped into round 2, but for Fetz, I'm afraid it is the end of the road and it's lights out. I've got a spare desk now because I haven't sold it yet. It's currently in pieces out in the corridor. I do not have... Well, I've got the kitchen chair, but I haven't got a comfortable lumbar support neck rest chair. So, yeah, I need to buy one. So I figure it's something I sit on for upwards of 10 hours a day. It needs to be comfortable and not cheap and cheerful. So, 26 players escaped. 8 were eliminated. If you had any lives left at the end of those questions, I'll give you a bonus point for each of them. I'll reset them to 3, and your scores will carry forward. For you 26, let's play on to round 2. Round 2 is sustain, and the objective here is to reach the target value in order to escape. The target will be set as the highest score plus 15, which I believe might have been 28, but it might have been superseded by a late escapee. Each question is now worth a flat rate of 5 points. Get one wrong, you lose one of your 3 refreshed lives, lose all 3 lives, or if you fail to hit the target before the end of the round, you will be eliminated. As before, there's no penalties for abstention, but the longer you leave it, the fewer questions there are for which you can hit that target. You may continue answering after you have escaped, unlike in round 1 where you were locked out after you got 5. Here, if you know the answer, you can keep guessing even after you've escaped, but be warned, you can still be eliminated if you lose all your lives, even if you'd previously escaped. At the end of the round, as an incentive to not guess once you've escaped, I'll give you 2 bonus points for every life that you've got left. However, you've got to hit the target before those bonuses are applied. Bonuses are applied retroactively. If you haven't escaped, you will still be eliminated. So, the target is 48, which has been set by someone with 33, presumably. If my maths is any cop. Yes, Ben, up there on the top row, top left, next to Nando on 33 as the high score, which means, Ben, you need 3 out of 10. Everyone else is going to need 4 or more, depending on your score. So the better you did in round 1, the less work you need to do now. But again, the scores will carry forward into round 3, so you want to maximize them as much as possible. 5 points per question, 50 points available in total. Very best of luck to you all. Here is question number 1. In golf, how many shots under par is a birdie? Time. I'm very pleased to see that the first correct answer, and indeed the first answer that came in, was from someone who is from the nation that invented golf. You didn't enter Nothing Proves. You entered a wrong answer, which is quite curious. I was going to ask you about. 24 attempted. The correct answer is 1. Birdie's a 1 shot under par. An eagle is 2 shots under par. And an albatross is 3 under par. Still got going for 5. And Proves, interestingly, going for T. Tee shots under par. Unfortunately, that's not the right answer, and it's not near enough to a 1 that I can condone it as a typo, unfortunately. So I'm afraid Prugs and Stilgar, you're going to lose a life. Everyone else, 5 points closer to your target. Let's start you back up. 9 questions left, 45 points available. Nothing else to report. Oh, you're on foot. Oi! Stop pushing over the bin! Do you want to go? Okay, he wants to go. No. Oh, you can get out through there. Okay, fine. You go. Turns out if I move the bin, he can get through that gap. This is probably something worth remembering. I also need to fix the zoom, because the camera is really zoomed in, and I want to zoom it out, and now I've got a bigger green screen. I think it might be fine. So, that's something I need to do at some point. Let's go on. Question number 2 for another 5 points. Take a look at this. What name is given to NASA's Return to the Moon program? Parcel Force. Parcel Force! I have to say, this is something I didn't have a clue about. Okay, on to Matt with the very late answer there. The app died. Obviously, it came back to life, so you got the payload and it still let you answer. Sometimes it does that. It's a rarity. You should get the payload back from the game when the time is up. Well, the lag at your end shouldn't cause the payload not to be delivered to you unless there's real lag and the payload is getting stuck somewhere in transit, because the graphics sends a package back to the universal controller. It doesn't matter what your time says. When the computer says 15 seconds up, it sends a package to kill your timer. But if that got lost in the ether somewhere, then you would have had a delayed response. Fortunately, I hadn't revealed the answer. So we can go ahead with it. But the correct answer was Artemis, which I have to say, I didn't have a clue about that. But yes, the Greek goddess of the moon and twin sister of Apollo. I mean, I know who Artemis is, but I thought it was a similar question at OQL last night, where I think the answer was Apollo, and I did get it right. But I had no idea that NASA had named its Return to the Moon program as such. Ariane, an answer given by AB Me, is not the right one, but 8 players getting it right, and AB Me in the background game as well. 8 who attempted it, getting it right. Let's start you back up. Sorry, I'm being distracted by many things happening at the same time. Let's focus on the quiz, Ben. Nothing to report as we go on to question number 3. Take a look at this for 5 points. The Impossible Fortune 2025 is the latest in a series of novels by which author? "12 attempting," the correct answer. I should try and get him on at some point. Now he hasn't got House of Games to worry about. He's probably got a lot of spare time, and he's cropped up about 3 times tonight. I keep citing his podcast, and against my better instinct to run, I am going to condone Richard Bloody Osman. B1, I might not always be quite so charitable, and in round 3, of course, I can't override, so if you want to be clever in the future, it might be at your peril. Haig, Dan Brown, Rick Edwards, all wrong answers there. Yes, you have been condoned, Richard Bloody Osman. He's got 1 more week, which is actually 1 more day, though, isn't it? He's going in for a day to film a week's worth of episodes. Have we got a replacement yet, Dan? Or have they not announced it yet? So, sorry, am I letting it on trade secrets? I'll shut up and return to the quiz, shall I? Yeah, nothing to report there except the wrong answers. Let's start back up. I think we both know, if you could confirm, you would. Right, Lupine and BC, you are 1 away. 1 away from escaping. Yes, 1 more correct answer, and you will hit the target of 48. Question number 4, worth another 5 points. Take a look at this. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Clint Barton is better known under what superhero alias? Time. Correct answer. 12 attempting, and only about half getting it right. Hawkeye is the right answer, portrayed by Jeremy Renner since 2011. We also accepted Ronin, or The Ronin, the vigilante name that Barton went by after the events of Avengers Infinity War. So we did accept that because that was his His real name is Clint Barton, and that was a name in universe. Wrong answers include Green Arrow, The Flash, Deadeye, very close, Shadowmane, but not quite. Oops, apparently that scroll bar still exists, even if I can't see it. Green Arrow, The Flash, Deadeye, Green Lantern, and Black Panthered. Possibly meaning Black Panther, which was also wrong. That's T'Challa, would be Black Panther. Or Shuri in the second one. 12 answered, and about 7 getting it right. And Lupine, you're due for escape. Very well done. For everyone else, let's light you back up. Proogs, you're on your last life, hence the nasty shade of red on your door. Toot and BC, you are 1 away. Any of the remaining 6 questions, you will escape to the next round. On we go. Question number 5 for another 5 points. Take a look at this. The Angel of the North and Another Place are sculptures by which artist? Time. The correct answer. It's Anthony Gormley. Like many of Gormley's works, these pieces are based on models of his own body. Anthony Gormley, obviously quite a tall fellow then. Wrong answers there, Baker. Rodin. Yeah, Rodin, he did the that one. And I.M. as in I.M. Pei, who I think designed the Louvre in Paris, but not the Angel of the North. Toot and BC, you are due for escape, but for you, Proogs, it's the other end of the scale, I'm afraid. It's too many wrong answers. There's not enough left for you to escape. It's the end of the road. And it's lights out. Yeah, how did the internet hold up? Was it a successful experiment? Would be my follow-up question. Right, I've got some news. Nando, Shapes and Sam, 1 more question required out of the remaining 5. Dan, Puzzle Dan that is, and Effrontery, you need all 5. And Flyboy, you're on your last life, so do tread carefully. Question number 6 for another 5 points. Take a look at this. Yes, I did extrapolate the pay. Le Grand Siècle, or the Great Century, is used to describe the reign of which French monarch? I'm looking very, very carefully at the logs coming in, because this is one of those questions, as is often the case with Regnal numbers, where a wrong answer can be falsely condoned. But also, weirdly, I've got the other way around, where a correct answer has been not condoned because it's been typed in full. I can tell you, Le Grand Siècle was, in fact, Louis XIV, XIV. Did accept various others. Louis XIV, Louis the Great, the Sun King, Le Roi Soleil, Louis the Sun King. Wrong answers from Riff, Louis XIV, which is patently correct, so I will allow that. Likewise, Shadowmane getting condoned for the same answer by the looks of it. Or did you just blink at the same time? Something happened in my peripheral vision. Pyro going for Louis XV. Puzzle Dan going for some bloke named Pierre. Richard XIV from Clive. Dan Jones is going for the King, which I suppose is technically correct. We needed a specific one. Ape going for Henry VIII. Fetz going for Charles I. Just going to check that there weren't any miscondonings. 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, 14. Everyone else did genuinely give Louis XIV. Very well done. Nando and Shapes, you've escaped to the next round, but Puzzle Dan, I'm afraid there are not enough questions left for you to escape, and it's the end of the road, and it's lights out. So he ascended the throne age 4, apparently. Very young king. He reigned for 72 years and 110 days. The longest known reign of any monarch. I thought he was beaten by Elizabeth II, but apparently not. What the shit? Well, the Platijubes was, what, 2021? And the Statifunes was 2022. So I suppose she nearly, just about got to 71. Remember the Platijubes and the Statifunes? Weird time in our history. Anyway, Platijubes, yeah, everyone called it Platijubes. Fatty boobs. I don't know if everyone called it the Statifunes, though. Let's go on. We've got 4 questions left in this round. Riff and Sam, you're 1 away. Colin, Silver Electron, Pyro, Clive, Dan, and Effrontery, you need all 4. And Flyboy and Clive, you are on your last life. Don't tell me anyone called it the Statifunes. I have a feeling Zeus called it that in a quiz question at Game Night some time back. So I may be making that up. Zeus definitely referred to it as Platijubes, though. Anyway, question for you. Good luck. Take a look at this. duck-billed platitudes. The Last of Us and Uncharted video game franchises are developed by which company? Look at some of these raid messages. Time. 19 attempted, and the correct answer. Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog was the answer. I love the TV show The Last of Us. I couldn't get into the game, but I love Uncharted and I love Crash Bandicoot. Naughty Dog, as far as I'm concerned, can do no wrong. Square Enix, they're more famous for Deus Ex, I believe, Pyropygmy. Paradox, I've not heard of, CJ. Ubisoft, more famous for their sandbox open world and microtransactions, Fluffy Bunny. Telltale, didn't they do the Discworld games? Telltale Adventure games. And Sony is a bit broad, I'm afraid, Dan, and not. I don't think Naughty Dog is a subsidiary of them. Activision, another answer coming in, also incorrect. So Riff and Sam, you have escaped to the next round. Unfortunately, though, Colin, Pyro, and Dan Jones, not enough questions left for you to escape, or you're out of lives. Either way, it's the end of the road, and it's lights out. Oh, Walking Dead and Monkey Island, of course. Of course. There's a few more raid messages have come in. I'm going to have to go look at them in a minute. Now, Otley, Shadowmane, Oni, Matt the Sprat, you are one away from escaping. Any of the remaining three, you'll get through. Optimat, Silver Electron, Flyboy, Clive, and Effrontery, you need all three of them. And Flyboy and Clive, you're also on your last life, so do tread with caution. As we go to our 8th question, worth another 5 points, take a look at this. Which British comedian hosts HBO's Last Week Tonight? A lot of people watch this show. (18 attempting, 3 abstaining). The correct answer was, of course, the inimitable John Oliver, who also voiced Zazu in The Lion King. Oliver's presented this late-night satirical take on the news since 2014. It happens to be one of my favourite things to come out of HBO. And John Oliver remains one of the only satirical late-night news show hosts who hasn't been canned. Everyone else seems to be going the way of, well, let's not get in the way, getting into vaguely political territory, and it's just going to make me sad/angry. Corden and That Woman from Silver Electron and Flyboy, respectively, both incorrect answers. So unfortunately, those are going to mean you're both going to be eliminated. Otley, Oni, and Matt, you have all escaped into the next round. Very well played. You can still be eliminated if you run out of lives, remember, but you can still, you're at liberty to answer the last 2 questions if you like. But for Silver Electron and Flyboy, it's the end of the road, and it's lights out. In the live action one, yeah, of course, Rowan Atkinson did the original, but yes, John Oliver did the live action remake in 20-something, 19, possibly. No, it must have been earlier than that. Whatever it was, I didn't enjoy it as much as the original. Anyway, getting sidetracked. Yeah, it's probably, I'm sorry to have reminded you of its score count. To be honest, it's probably good you'd forgotten that existed. Still got Shadowmaze, CJ, Fluffy, and a run. Either of the remaining 2, and you will escape. Opsimat, Clive, Cola, and Effrontery, you need both. And Clive, you're on your last life. For those with the green door, you've already escaped, but you can still answer if you want to maximise your points. Let's move to question number 9. Take a look at this. Which Pontellist artist painted A Sunday Afternoon on the Island of Le Grand Jatte, 1884 to 86? (12 attempted). The correct answer, Georges Seurat, or Seurat if you prefer. Yeah, pointillism's a technique where small distinct dots of colour are used to form a larger image. It was developed by the French artists Georges Seurat and Paul Signac, who were French. Wrong answers: Renoir, Monet, Picasso, Pollock, Monet, and Manet. So the full house of French artists represented there. But unfortunately, it was only Georges Seurat that we wanted. And it does mean a run. You have escaped into the next round. But for Optimat, Cola, and Effrontery, there's either not enough questions or you are out of stream balked. No, I think everything else is okay. Give it a refresh, Shadowmane. If it's balked, you probably can't hear me say that, but press someone to... Oh, you're back. Good. Yes, a run escaping, but Optimat, Cola, and Effrontery. Not enough questions left. I'm afraid it's the end of the road, and it's lights out. with one question left. Shadowmane and Clive, you're on your last life. And still got Shadowmane, CJ, Fluffy, and Clive. You need to get this final question to hit that target of 48. The very best of luck to you all. Here's question 10. Performers such as Harry Houdini, who escape from restraints or other traps, are known as what? Welcome to the stream. Correct answer: escape artists or escapologists. We accepted either. Note here from Simpson. Not sure where the inspiration for this question came from. There's a couple of answers in the background game. Prue, certainly that's phonetically plausible. Escapologist. Flyboy. Escapionist. Not quite. And Silver Electron. Escapists. Again, I feel not quite. CJ just going for which is not the right answer, unfortunately. So you've still got Shadowmane, Fluffy, and Clive at the last minute. You have escaped into round 3, but unfortunately for CJ, it is the end of the road. And it's lights out. Indeed. Escapologist. So, at the end of round 2, 15 players escaped and 11 were eliminated. We'll carry your points forward into round 3, and we'll see who can emerge as the one and true escapologist, or indeed escape artist. Round 3. In Survive, you must outlast all other players. First player to answer correctly restarts the clock and sets a drain running on all remaining players. Worth noting that whilst I can condone things after the fact, if you would have given a correct answer that would have started the clock, I cannot undo all of those states. So double check your typing before hitting enter, even though it is a bit of a race. Stop the drain by answering the question correctly. If nobody answers the question correctly inside 15 seconds, everybody will lose the maximum for the question, which will start at 7 and rise after question 3 to 15. Instead of lives, you've now got refires, which allow you to attempt the question more than once. So if you've got it down to 1 or 2 options, you think it's 1 and that's wrong, you can then attempt the other to stop the clock. Once your refires are exhausted, they're global for the round. Only your first answer will be accepted. You may attempt every question once for free. It doesn't cost you a refire to give a wrong answer, so do attempt every question, which is different from the previous 2 rounds where abstention is a valid strategy. There is no good reason to abstain in this round. If you exhaust your points, you are eliminated from the game, and when only 1 player remains, be it after 10 or before 10 questions, they are declared the escape artist. So, after the clock has started, we lose 1 point every 2 seconds, up to a maximum of 7 if you fail to answer the question correctly. BC has the lead with 79, Lupine and Toot are in second with 74, and Nando and Shapes currently in third with 72, though special dispensation to Riff and Samster in fourth on a very nice 69. Matt and Oni straddling the other meme number with 68 and 66 respectively. Good luck to you all. Here is your first question. Who was Queen of England during the American Civil War? Oni and BC starting the clock at literally the same frame. Some wrong answers have come in. Refires are available. All 15 attempted. Said 15 attempted, 0 abstained. Not all of them were right, judging by the fact Otley and Shapes have not lit up their doors. The correct answer was Queen Victoria. The American Civil War was fought between 1861 and 1865 during the midpoint of Victoria's reign. According to my log, it was actually Oni who got the answer in first, but Oni and BC both came in after 3.41 seconds. Oni obviously a frame ahead. Lupine getting straight there. Nando going for Anne and choosing not to refire, according to my notes. Where are you, Nando? Oh, yes, you've got the red bars around the door. Shapes going for Elizabeth. Still got Victoria. It's Otley going for Anne. And then Victoria. Queen Victoria from Matt the Sprat. which was condoned as correct. Sam going Elizabeth first and then Victoria. Very well done. Let's light you back up. BC retains the lead, 79. Toot now in a clear second with 74 as Lupine slips into third with 73. On we go. Question number 2. Which animals are prone to exploding in a 2015 card game developed by The Oatmeal? $15 attempted. There's 2 answers here, which I'm minded to condone. Because they're technically correct. This is a funny one. Correct answer is kittens. Now, just to go through this, the first answer that came in was actually from Clive, who said cats. He did refire and got kittens eventually. But I'm minded to give him cats. I can't retroactively take the drain off of the other players that would have happened, unless I'm overruled by JR or Stimson. That is where I'm minded to do. Sam, I'm definitely going to condone exploding kittens because you did get the name of the answer. You just gave the full name of the thing. Exploding kittens, state 65 points, 2 refires. Shift click to invert and apply. Give Sam his points back. Kittens are cats though eventually. I'm going to defer to JR on this one because JR proofed this one. I am in 2 minds and it shouldn't be right that I should rule either way. DMs, thank you, JR. Sorry, stand by everybody. Oh, and Simpson's coming in as well. You've split the room. You've split the room. The writer's saying one thing and the proof is saying another. So I'm going to have the deciding vote. Clive, I am going to condone that. It actually doesn't make any difference to your score, but it does give you another refire for cats. So Sam went for exploding kittens. Checks it up. That's a refire. You have 53 points either way, but it just gets you a refire back. We've got to do things by the book. We've got to do things properly in this game. Sam, I did condone as well for exploding kittens. That's the name of the game. You did have the answer within that, and I'm minded to give it to you. Certainly geese and Riff going for hamsters. Both of those incorrect, unfortunately. Been a dangerous precedent. What? The checks in the post or condoning cats as kittens? I don't know. That feels like a fair condone for me, but I did say I got the opinion of the writer and the proof, and one said one thing, the other said something else. I won't say who said what, but anyway, after that controversial question, let's move on. Okay, BC's got the lead, 79. Toot still with 74. Lupine still with 73. 1, 2, and 3 still the scores at the top. Let's go to question number 3. Take a look at this. Which Olympic sports equipment is manufactured from a raw material found on the uninhabited Scottish island Ailsa Crag? Oni is starting the clock there. See nothing but right answers so far. There's my first wrong one from Shadowmane. Refire available. And that's time. Just one abstention there. The correct answer was curling. We also accepted curling stones. The molecular makeup of Ailsa Crag granite provides the ideal amount of heat and moisture resistance that is perfect for making curling stones. Shadowmane just going for the wrong answer of hammer throw there. Curling stone was condoned from Sam. Only starting the clock. Very well played. Broadly see agreeing. What did Matt say? Was there no answer? No answer given from Matt there. Let's light you back up. Less controversial question. BC losing a point but still with the lead, 78. Toot still with 74. Lupine still with 73. Only moves up the ranks to 66, or still on 66, but moves up the ranks to 4th as we increase the drain rate. Coming into question number 4, it's now 1 point every second. You will lose 15 points if you fail to get the correct answer moving forwards. Let's take a look at question number 4. Take a look at this. Which European country was the first in the world to legalise same-sex marriage? Oni is the first to start the clock. I was looking at the wrong answers as they came in, so there's nothing I need to condone, and I don't need to go through them. All 15 attempted. Not all 15 were right. It's the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Same-sex marriage has been legal in the Netherlands since April the 1st, 2001. 1989, Denmark was the first country to legally recognise gay partnerships, but they didn't legalise marriage until 2012. A couple of players did go for Denmark here, including Shadowmain and Itsotley, but whilst they recognise same-sex partnerships, not marriage until much, much later. It was Oni who got to the clock first. Lots of wrong answers. A couple of players getting it on refires, one or two getting it on the first. Like I said, I checked the answers as they came in. Sweden, Switzerland, Norway, Iceland, Portugal, Finland. Variations on there. No condonable Netherlands answers. Let's light you back up. BC maintaining his lead with 78. In fact, it's increasing a little bit over Toot, now in second with 70. Oni moves up to third, still with 66. Down at the other end, Stilgar 36, Shadowmain 29, Itsotley 28. Nobody into that danger territory yet, but let's move on to question number 5. Take a look at this. Which Greek letter lends its name to a type of wetland formed by sediment deposition? It was Nando who was there first. Toot was not far behind. Wrong answers from Shadowmain and Itsotley from Sam. Shadowmain getting it on a refire. Sam also getting it on a refire. Remember this game, sometimes if the refire is only, if you've only got like 2 seconds left, sometimes it's worth letting the clock tick down if you've got points in the bag. Sometimes it can be worth saving the points, particularly towards the end game. Sometimes the refires are more useful to have. It's always a matter of tactics. The correct answer was delta, which forms in the mouths of large rivers where a reduction speed causes sediment deposition. Over time, sediment accumulates and causes the river to split into a series of smaller, shallower channels. Examples include the Nile and the Mississippi deltas. It was Nando who got to the answer first. Pete, a wrong answer from Itsotley. Shadowmain, like I said, getting it on the refire. And Sam as well, getting it on the refire. Very well done if you got that. Let's light you back up. Okay. BC, 6 points clear at the top with 76. Toot in second with 70. Shapes now tied in third with Oni, both of them with 65. We have our first player in peril. Oni? No. Otley. Sorry, beg your pardon, Oni. You're in third. Otley, you are in peril. You have 13 points left. If you fail to get this question right, you will be eliminated. Here's question number 6. Good luck. Major General Sir Nils Olav III, Colonel-in-Chief of the Norwegian King's Guard, is what species of animal? Clive, starting the clock. Lots of wrong answers coming in. Lots of players in the right ballpark here, but not quite getting it head on. All 15 did attempt, and the correct answer is a king penguin. Whilst performing at the Edinburgh Military Tattoo, a member of the Norwegian King's Guard became interested in Edinburgh Zoo's penguin colony. When they returned in 1972, they adopted Nils Olav I and made him a corporal, because of course they did. Olav typically receives a promotion every time to guard return to Edinburgh. Olav typically receives a promotion every time to guard return to Edinburgh, as well as a yearly Christmas present of Norwegian fish for him and his family to enjoy. Typically receives promotion every time. Every time the guard. Thank you, Jar. Yeah, that's the most wholesome thing I've seen all day. I love that. Oh, good old Norwegians. That's lovely. What was less lovely with the answers, I mean, they're all equally lovely animals and all very deserving of military rank, but elephant, horse, dog, pig, cat, and a message from our sponsor, Oni.
The only part of the Norwegian Guard legally allowed to waddle.
Thank you for the 100 bits, Oni, much appreciated. Dog, badger, bird, dog, polar. Quite a few players going for polar bear here. So, I'd say in the right part of the world. I mean, literally the opposite part of the world, because penguins and polar bears don't live at the same pole, but they both live where it's cold, I guess. Just to go through, there were the lupine getting it after a second refire. Polar bear, dog, penguin. Shapes not refiring after horse. Stilgar, badger, then polar bear. Toot going elephant, then polar bear, then penguin. So some very interesting answers coming in, but nothing that I can condone there. Let's light you back up. Go Badger. That happened in Countdown once. Badger was put in as a word back when we played Countdown way back when, and I think I did go Badger, 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 and then I just invented the mushroom. Right, scores. Bit of a turnaround at the top. Toot and BC are now tied in first with 61. Arun now moves into de facto second with 56, and Clive is in third with 53. Considering Clive had 1 life left for the majority of round 2, that's a pretty good position to be. Down at the other end, Itsotley is still in peril, but manages to retain a decent amount of points. 12. Matt the Sprat and Shadowbane now also in peril with 11 and 6. Pressure on you 3 to get a correct answer as we move to question number 7. Good luck. Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi star in a 2026 adaptation of which novel? Sam got there first. 2 of the same wrong answers coming in from Shapes and Shadowmane. Shadowmane's out of points. And he's the only player to go out of points. Matt and Otley obviously stopping the clock. They're all 15 attempted. And the correct answer was, of course, Wuthering Heights. I had no idea who Jacob Elordi was, and now he features almost weekly on The Rest is Entertainment. Apparently he's very tall. But yeah, Wuthering Heights, Emily Bronte's only novel, initially published under a pen name Ellis Bell. Just to go through a lot, some of the wrong answers there. Hamnet and Hamnet coming in quick succession from Shapes and Shadow. Shadow then running out of points. Nando going Frankenstein, Riff, Pride and Prejudice, Lupine, it ends with us. Another Pride and Prejudice from Fluffy, and Girl with Dragon Tattoo from Stilgar. Unfortunately, not the right answer. Shadowmane, you are our first casualty of round 3. You are out of points. Thank you very much for playing, but it's the end of the road, and it's lights out. Basically, if you want to win a game night, and I'm writing, listen to the Rest is Entertainment. A lot of the stuff that I write these, well, not a lot of it, but certainly some of it will tangentially come from there, I'm sure. Now, Toot has a formal lead of 60. BC and Arun now tied in second with 56. Clive still in third with 51. Still got Otley, Riff, and Matt are now all in peril with under 15 points. Correct answer is required if you want to stay in the game. There are 3 questions left. Let's go to question number 8. Take a look at this. What warm drink lends its name to the British soul band formed by Errol Brown and Tony Wilson in the late 60s? It was Toot who got there first. Stilgar's out of points. Riff is out of points. Matt is out of points. Just 10 attempting the correct answer. Hot chocolate was the answer. I have no further notes. It was Toot who got there first. It's Otley going UB40 first and then getting hot chocolate with a refire. A couple of coffees in there from BC and Clive. Not going to fly, unfortunately. There's likely to be some casualties there, and unfortunately for Stilgar, Riff, and Matt the Sprat, you can go no further. Thank you very much for playing, but it is the end of the road, and it's lights out. Oh no, connection drop. I've seen that refresh come in, Oni. You're still there, you're still alive with 34 points in 7th place. Toot has the lead with 60. Arun in a clear second with 55. And Sam moving back into third now with 44. For the 3rd question in a row, it's Otley, you are in peril, but still hanging on. You're the only player in peril this question. Let's see if you can survive question number 9. Take a look at this. An anagram of Vixie. Which number is considered unlucky in Italian culture? Clive got there first. Isotley is wrong and now out of points. And that's time. We did accept it either in English or in Roman numerals. The correct answer was 17. In Roman numerals, 17, XVII, can be rearranged to spell Vixie, meaning I have lived, implying your life is over. Superstitions around the number 17 in Italian culture are similar to those of the number 13 in English-speaking cultures. That is genuinely fascinating, and I didn't know that, but I'm going to put that into persistent memory because I love that as a fact. Clive got there first in 4.86 seconds. Otley wasn't far behind, but unfortunately went IIXV. which is not a valid number in Roman numerals, so we cannot allow it. Very bad luck. They're only getting it on a refi, going for 27 first. Sam going for 6 and not attempting a refire. XXIV is probably technically 30. XIIV, yeah, but you didn't say that. You said IIXV, which is 2 and then 15. You did have a good run. You hung on a very long time. Oh, no. Come back, desk. Come back. You hung on for 29 questions, but you don't get to see number 30, except in the background game. Thank you very much for playing, Otley, but at the end of the road, it's lights out. So there's 10 players left, and all of you are in peril. Arun has the lead with 55. Toot is in second with 52. BC is in third with 37. BC leading the charge for most of this round, currently in third. But it can be anyone's game because you are all in peril, because for question number 10... Sorry, I need to take my leg brace off because it's starting to be painful. I've been wearing it since my dog walk this evening. I shouldn't wear it when I'm sat down, but yeah, I have a knee brace now, gang. I think, did I show you the other day? For my bad knee. It's very exciting. But yeah, it's just starting to feel a bit tight and cut off circulation to mid-toes. For this question, if nobody gets it right inside 15 seconds, all of your clocks... That's not my knee. No, that's my knee. All of your clocks will start, and they will count down at a rate of 1 point every half a second. They will keep going until you get it right. This is where refires can be very, very, very helpful. If Arun is the first player to answer this question correctly, Arun has won the game. If it's anyone below Arun in rankings, then anyone above Arun will have half a second per point advantage they have in order to stop their clock to win. So advantages with Arun. Arun, if you can start the clock, then you win the game. If Toot starts the clock, Arun, you've got a second and a half to stop your own. If Fluffy starts the clock, who's currently in 10th place with 15, then it all gets very, very interesting. Take your time, as much as you dare, to read the question. If you have refires, this is a good question to have them on. Read the question carefully. It's quite a long one. Good luck. Washington and Wilson were in Greece. Adams, Van Buren and Truman were in France. Madison, Pierce and Coolidge were in the United Kingdom. Where will Eisenhower soon join Jefferson, Tyler, Harrison and Roosevelt?Oni's got their clocks are on. 23 is the target. Fluffy's out of points. Nando's out of points. Lupine's out of points. Sam's out of points. Shapes is out of points. And we have the fast animation. We have the fast animation, which only happens when only players who are left have no refires. It does the fast ticks for Toot and Arun. Used all their refires and couldn't get an answer in. One player got it. I love that for a question 10. One player in the middle of the pack got it right, and no one else could find it. The correct answer was the United States of America. Double checking the answers that came in. Germany, Japan, Italy, Spain, France, Canada, Russia, Portugal, Ireland, and Denmark. None of those fit the bill. So just to explain where this question is going, the question combines Summer Olympic Games and US presidents. First and 28th Olympiads were held in Greece with George Washington and Woodrow Wilson. Holy shit! Huds, welcome! Bro, and 85 viewers! Just in time for the lottery coming up at the end of the Escape Artist. Hangfire Raiders, I'll greet you properly in a minute. I need to go through this question because it's the last one of the game. Thank you for that raid. I'll talk to you in just a moment. Washington and Woodrow Wilson, first and 28th US presidents. Eisenhower is the 34th US president. So the question is asking where the 34th Olympiad will be, with that being the 2028 LA Games in the USA. So, having gone through that question, I can now say hello to Screams Geometrically, Hut601, Delty the Techie, Chaos Zeronic, Robblehead, the Akoma, and Alter Hero Ghost. Huds, thank you so much for that raid, my dude. Hope you are doing well. We should give you a shout out. How you doing, bro? I meant to message you the other day, actually. I didn't want anything, I just miss you. Go give him a follow. Huds is a Twitch partner and Sonic speedrunner. Recently a Sando Act 1 speedrunner because he has bad ideas. I'm glad to hear you're doing well, and I'm glad you missed me as well. Go give him a follow. Stick around, Raiders, because we're about to do the Thunderball draw, as we do at the end of every stream. So please do stick around. You could win some pennies, and it's just a bit of fun. You might recognise the machine from Huds' Random Acts of Kindness if you've come from Huds' channel. Yeah. It's all good fun, so please do stick around for that and the end of the Escape Artist. So, Oni was the only player to get that one right. Everyone else running out of refires, running out of points, and I'm afraid for Lupine, Nando, Shapes, Toot, Fluffy, BC, Clive, Sam, and Arun, it is the end of the road, and it's lights out. Yes, I stole your idea and then implemented it myself. And then, no, that didn't happen. That is not a thing that happened. Right, so... Despite the connection drop, Oni, I can tell you that is going to be your third medal in the Escape Artist. You are the last man standing. Congratulations, Oni. You are the Escape Artist. And off he goes. Good game, mate. Good game. Well played. The Escape Artist, making that your third medal in the Escape Artist. That will be added to the bank when the pennies are added. Can I extend my thanks to Stimpson's Angle for a lovely, lovely question pack. And thank you for helping me find more bugs in Q4, which will be coming out to the writing team very, very soon. Many thanks as well to JR for proofing it. And I hope you all had fun with that. I thought those were lovely, lovely questions. Really well pitched, very accessible all round. And I hope you've all had fun playing that. Let's just take a quick look at the final leaderboard. That will show you the total number of questions you've gotten right, and that will have updated the penny bank. So hopefully now, if I go Oni 91, it should say 3 Escape Artists. It does! Hooray! I love it when things work. Toot with 22, Arun with 21, Ralph, Oni, Ben, and Sam all getting 20 correct. That will be converted into your penny rate. I think, is it 20? I think it might be times 50. You'll probably say in your devices at this point. So if you've got 20 and you've got 1,000 pennies, then it's 50 per question. But it'll be something, it'll be 25 or 50 or something like that. So yes, those have all been added on. And very well played, all of you. I hope you had fun. How many did we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 34. Good number. 50 per question, that's nice. So if you got 20, you've got 1,000 pennies, which is not a bad night's work. But the night continues with our weeknight Thunderball draw, which is going to be coming up in just a few minutes. I'm going to take this opportunity to check the last of the raid messages that have come in. Don't forget, if something amusing has happened, you can suggest a raid message. I have got a good shortlist already. And these will, of course, form the raid message and the episode title and give you 250 bonus pennies. So please do send them this way. I will count. Oh, Ardenfetz just wants cash. You just want 1,000 pennies, Ardenfetz. We're not going to play the lottery before the lottery. Just have 1,000. By all means. Right, that has been the Escape Artist. Thank you again to Stimpson and JR for writing and proofing. Congratulations to Oni. You are the Escape Artist. It is Thursday night. We are live from the Game Night Control Center, and it is time for the midweek Thunderball draw. XSJL. For anyone joining us from Hudson's Raid, you need the Universal Controller, which you can get from that link right there. Join with the room code, which is available now on the broadcast. And also, I just put it into the chat. Do come and take a seat for your chance to win some wonderful pennies at the Game Night Penny Prize Draw. Some lotteries have just come in. Don't forget, you can trade in your micro pennies for full fat pennies. So Samster and Shapes and Oni 91_573 and ABMe208, all claiming a lottery. Real success, you four. I hope it's a happy day. 478, 475, 434, and 730.
What a shame.
That is not the way we like to do it. All of you, no, none of you rather, beating the odds. I think that warrants that button. Oh, what a shame indeed. That's the way it goes. Thank you very much for that follow, Ryko404 and Kamikaze and Andrew of Bob. Welcome both of you and Ryko as well to the stream. Hey Minky, I've come to take the spoils. All right, let's see if it works now. Hey Minky, cashing in a lottery, reveal success. Oh, that was better than the odds. 1844. Well played. Right, I'm going to get myself in because I want to play the Thunderball because I love a bit of Thunderball. Come and take your seat. Room code is there. Universal Controller. Is anyone else struggling to get it? It does look a bit lighter than I anticipated it would be. Let me see if I can get in. XSJL. Oh, that's ZSJL. I wonder if it's crashed. Try again. Typed it wrong. Ben. XSJL. No, we're in first time that time. Well, first time that time, second time. Let's just do a lucky dip for all. See how things go. There you go, Lewis. You're in. Well played. Good game. Right, 38. 2 more seats on the front row. After that, we'll start filling up the back. So I'll give you once more round the loop. 50% of the time. Works every time. Accurate. I forgot this one opened on that monitor, which confused me because nothing else has opened on that monitor tonight. It occurred to me Risky Business probably doesn't have fixed rate aspect ratio, so that would have broken, so I decided to bring that over here. Right, 2 more seats on the right-hand side. One next to Sam, one next to Maxio, if anyone wants to take them. I'm going to have a sweetie. Just a quick reminder. This Saturday, Data Leak by Zeus, Crossfire by Jogging, Danger Zone by JR, and a new format, brand new format, hopefully going to be airing on Saturday. Next Thursday, we just got Plinko by Claire and Apex by Samster, and probably more of the new format as well. So, yeah, next Thursday, looking to be a bit of a shorter one. There might be Spotlight next week as well. Don't know. We'll wait and see what happens with stuff, but it's planned to be a short stream. You're in Croydon on Saturday. Is that the name of the format? I'm in Croydon. I don't know what that format would involve. Right, I think we're going to stick with 38. If no one else is coming to join, with lots of refreshing happening. Well, let's hide that room code then. And let's start the machine. Oh! And tonight we're using our old friend Lancelot. And set of balls number 1. Quick reminder of what you can win on the Thunderball. Just match the Thunderball and you get 100 pennies. And looking at mine, I've got a 3, 5, 6, 10, 9, 1, 7, 5, 14, and 5. So 5 would be nice. Matching the rest of the lines with them. Yes, balls. Are we 12? Are we 12? Very amusing. So yeah, that's what you can stand to win if the RNG gods favour you tonight. Let's see what Lancelot can do as we release those big money balls. And the blue balls of the Thunderball draw going into the drum. And we'll give them a kick once they're all in, because I can do that with Unity Physics. Round and round they go, round the world. So, 5 balls out of this first machine and 1 Thunderball out of the second machine. Good luck to you all. Let's start the draw. Okie dokie. Giving the drum a spin, and the first ball out tonight is number 30. Second appearance for that in the main Thunderball draw. We last saw that on Thursday, the 12th of February. And the second ball. I have that twice, by the way. Both of it with 5 as the Thunderball. So 5 as the Thunderball, it's starting to look good. Second ball, if the physics will hold it on, is number 14. Believe it or not, that is the first time we have seen that in the main Thunderball draw. And I don't have it anywhere. That's probably why I don't have it, because it doesn't show up very often. That's how RNG works, isn't it? Isn't it? I don't even know. Third ball out of the machine tonight. Another blue one. Number 6. Fifth appearance for that in the main Thunderball draw. We last saw that Thursday, the 29th of January. 2 more to come from this first machine. Let's take a look at ball number 4. It's that one there, number 22. Second appearance for that in the main Thunderball draw. We last saw it Thursday, the 15th of January. This is not looking good for me tonight. Let's have a 5th ball. It'll be that one right there, number 4. 5th appearance in the main Thunderball draw. We last saw it Thursday, the 11th of December. So I have 1 line with 2 numbers on, 4 and 30. So 5 would be good for a Thunderball. That would give me something. 1 line with 2 numbers, 1 line with 1 number, and 1 line with no numbers. But yeah, 5 would be good. So let's start up the second machine, which it tells me is Excalibur, but that's because there's a bug in this that I haven't yet fixed. Reminder of the payouts. So you can look what you stand to win. So with Thunderball and 2 numbers, 1,500 and a 500 and a 100. So I could win 2,100 tonight if the Thunderball is 5. That would be very pog. That would be pog on toast. So everyone pray for a 5. 5's in chat. Or, you know, whatever else you want. 9 I wouldn't sniff about either. I've got 9 with 1 number. Anyway, let's release the Thunderballs. There they go. Just 14 red balls to make up the Thunderbolts. 5 would be ideal. The Batman symbol. 9 would be okay. 1 would be better than 0. Let's find out what we're having tonight. Let's pick the Thunderball. Good luck. And tonight, oh, we're getting knocked about down there tonight. The Thunderball. Go on. We've got that one. It's number 1. Oni, you got your wish. That is the 4th appearance as the Thunderball. We last saw it Thursday, the 5th of February. Let's have those numbers again, this time in ascending numerical order. Tonight's winning line is number 4, number 6, number 14, number 22, number 30, and the Thunderball. It's number 1. I think that's the first time I've had a Thunderball on this. I've never seen that red before, except in testing. Let's see how well everybody did. Big winners on a single line. 1,500 for 2 in the Thunderball for AB, me, SJ, Oni, and Ben. AB, SJ, and Oni. 3 without the Thunderball for Ben, Silver Electron twice. Very well done there. And a few players getting 500 for 1 number with the Thunderball. Big overall winners. Only 32.50 across 5 lines. That is a result and a half. 2,500 for Silver Electron across 4. 2,000 for AB Me across 3. 1,500 for SJ across 1. 1,000 for Ben across 1. 1,000 for Big Bird across 3. 750 for various others. And I got 350, which is ahe, I guess. Well, I hope that the RNG has favoured you tonight and that the Thunderball was exciting, as it normally is. I do love calling the numbers. It's such a nice way to end the night. All that's left is for me to pick a raid message and a raid target. Riddy Crash is playing Kingdom Hearts, and that's one that seems to be calling to me. Yeah, it could be Riddy Crash. I haven't raided him for a while, and they're good people. So We'll go say hi to our friend from across the Irish Sea, and I'll pick a raid message to go with it in just a minute. So please do stick around for the raid message selection, because bonus pennies could be your way, as well as the immortality of naming the episode. Let's see what I'm going to go for. I'm going to quickly go through the rest of the shortlist as the credits roll, and I'll see you for the raid in just a minute. And friendos, that is just about it for stream tonight. Fluffy Bunny, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the kind words. I just got to pick some raid messages before we go and see Really Crash. So, first of all, I'll go through my honourable mentions, and then hopefully I'll have it down to a few that will form my very short shortlist. So, to It's Otley, translating Ben into English. 100 pennies to you. OG Bungle, Ben's a bit blowy tonight. Matt the Sprat, World Series of Shinty. Shadowmane. I can't see the full thing, but I think I know where this is going. La La Land and Poland implies the existence of Tinky Winky Land and Dipsyland. From Riff, the Lemon Headmaster. I like both of those. From Oni, Barbara Streisand, have you any wool? I like both of them. I like all three of those, which means they probably won't win, but I'm going to leave them for now. From Matt the Sprat, if you need to revise your piano, seek an exorcist. From ABME, Doctor of Phuket. That's also good. From Prugs, I've escaped this roundel. From Matt the Ref, you've been bungled. From Effrontery, Platty Jubes. From Ardent Vets, Bad Bunny, Naughty Dog. From HUD601, release the blue balls. Yes, do. There's another one from Bungle there, which is also You've Been Bungled, so I have to give that one to that as well, but it can't win. Yeah, that was first. So, there's a few Phuket-based ones, and because they're all very, very good, I don't think I can pick any of them. From 8Minky, it's not Phuket, it is Phuket, not fuck it. From Dan Jones, what the Phuket? And from SJ, Phuket. All of those very, very good. A similar one here from Bungle again. Well, I'm Phuket. Very good. I really like this from Riff Raccoon. Not going to be a winner, though. Duck Build Platty Jubes. Which leaves me with two. Oh, these are both very, very good. Oh. I'm torn. I'm genuinely torn between these two. But I think it's going to be a very close second place to Shadowmane for Machu Picchu evolved into Machu Pikachu. That was so very, very close, Shadowmane. But very, very honourable second place. That is a very good one. But I think just off the back of that round 3 of Risky Business tonight, the winner of the raid message and the episode title and 250 pennies goes to Riff Raccoon for Bicestershire sauce. Because it rhymes with sister, not with Bicester. Bicestershire sauce is going to be our raid message. Honestly, that was I could have gone either way with that Riff and Shadow. Both of those are very, very, very clever raid messages. But we're going to go with Bicestershire sauce as tonight's raid message. Thank you to everybody for your suggestions. Pennybank should have been updated with all of those. Quick reminder, I am going to be back here on Saturday with Data Elite Crossfire Danger Zone and a brand new format. Hopefully, if I can finish it on Saturday. We'll see if time avails itself to me. If you're just here for the weeknight stream, next Thursday, Plinko and Apex, maybe some Spotlight, probably some of the new format as well, because the plan is to do a tournament of the new format in Season 22, which will be starting in April. So lots of exciting things to look forward to at Game Night. As ever, do come and join the Discord for up-to-the-date information about when I'm going live, especially as the clocks are a bit scrambled all over the globe at the moment until we all get into daylight savings in a few weeks' time. So pop over to the Discord. Do go follow us online. You can check out your penny bank, PersephoneChair.com, and you can also catch up with any episode of Game Night that you've missed going right back to Season 1 in 2020 at PersephoneChair.com/on-demand. That might be case sensitive because I'm a terrible programmer and not a web programmer. I'm all right. But pop on over there. If you've missed any of the past episodes, you can catch up with all the quiz from Game Night there. I'm going to be back on Saturday night with Data Leak, Crossfire and Danger Zone. We are going to go and raid Riddy Crash, who's playing Kingdom Hearts, and we're going to say Bicestershire sauce. Thank you once again to all of the writers and the proofers who've helped to make this evening what it's been. Big thanks to the admin team who help everything behind the scenes. And thank you for coming along and sticking around and playing some quiz tonight. Big thanks to HUDs for that raid as well, and welcome on in everybody if you've stuck around from that raid. Until next time, be splendid and wonderful and marvellous and safe. I've been Royal Flush. You have been watching Game Night. And until Saturday night, take care. Peace out and good night. And Chaos and Shigetsu, thank you very much for those follows at the end of the night. Very much appreciated. See you soon, everyone. Good night.
Okay. It's Royal Flush, everyone!